Welcome everyone to another session of Crituitous RP. Thank you for coming back. So, kicking straight into the action. Previously, our heroes had been adventuring through the north, following the trail of destruction led by all of the giants, cutting a swathe through many a giant and medium-sized creature, culminating in a full-on battle against an ancient blue dragon. Last week, they explored the lair of this dragon a little bit and collected quite a colossal hoard. Now, with that large amount of treasure and magical items that they collected, our heroes went back to Maelstrom, celebrated in true fashion of just getting drunk deep at the bottom of the ocean, which, because of the water pressure and the air pressure down there, everyone got drunk a little bit quicker. I think that's the way it works. So they had a great time, then teleported back to the surface world where Eren introduced his friends, his adventuring party, to his family, his lovely wife, Osrin, and their little baby boy, Duon Jr., who by now is a year old, I believe. He should be.
Just made his first birthday.
Yeah, should be coming up soon. So, as usual, we have Ty playing Eren, Carl playing Artir, Matthew in costume playing Gamel, and Casey playing Loic. Stephen playing Damric will not be with us tonight. We may pull him along, we may leave him behind in a tavern somewhere telling the great stories of this wonderful adventuring group. But joining us tonight is Elaine, who is playing Osrin Carr, Eren's wife character. So say hello.
Hi.
So,
Hi.
So that everyone is brief introduction to Osrin. Osrin is an old character from a much earlier campaign, tied very closely into Eren's backstory. She is a beast hunter, not a beast hunter, a beast master ranger, and spent a large portion of her training with a pet panther named Jaguar, which spent some time on our adventures without Osrin for a while Osrin was off doing her own thing and staying behind, being left behind by Eren, and now has joined us, unfortunately, due to unfortunate purple worm-related accidents. The panther died a long time ago, and we have a wolf named Theon that will also be joining us, played by Eren. So, all right, we rejoin the adventure, rejoin the party at Eren's cottage home. It's winter time. You guys have had a chance to rest or party. What is it you guys would like to do?
Well, Gamel's hanging out in the forge as morning comes until other people seem to rouse themselves, not having slept, just having worked on some electrical bullets overnight.
Okay.
Eren's having a lane. And a cuddle.
Okay. Fair enough.
You might be cuddling a pillow. I might be out on a morning hunt. Might let you do it.
Should we go get the wolf?
Huh?
Should you get the wolf?
Shall I go and get the wolf?
No.
I'll go for a walk and get the wolf and leave you to cuddle the pillow.
Okay.
Well, as Osrin comes out then, and I see her, I'll just say, hello, ma'am. Nice to see you again. Hope you slept well.
As well as I could. Eren was drunk last night, so he was a bit loud snoring, shall we say. But no, slept well, thank you. How did you sleep?
I actually spent some time out here at this forge. I don't sleep much, so I was just looking at the beautiful little forge and the beautiful little home you have. It's quite lovely here.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah?
Absolutely perfect. So you exploring around the outside of the house a little bit, Osrin, you very quickly catch up to Theon. I mean, he's just having a ball. It's morning. He needs to go out for a run. It seems like that's your usual behavior. It's in the morning. You'll go out for a hunt with Theon.
Okay.
Would you go by yourselves? Would you like to invite any of the other party to go out with you? What would you like to do?
I would welcome anyone who'd like to come out for a morning run. I appreciate it's not everybody's favoured pastime. If anybody would like to come with us, then they're more than welcome to, if they're awake and if they're up.
How long?
Aaron's going to spend his morning cuddling his son. That's what Aaron's
Okay. Cool.
How long does it usually take you to hunt?
Maybe go out for about an hour and a half.
Okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So the two of you go and did anyone else want to join them? Sorry.
Gamma will take off his full body armor, his full plate mail, and say, "Yeah, I will go for a run, because I'm still trying to figure out. Maybe I can run faster now. I don't know. Okay, haven't done that. Let's great. Tag along.
mentioned that he has these very unusual weapons because he has guns, and they fire bullets. Yeah, I might mention that last night.
Yeah. Okay. So the three of you with the wolf go out and run around in the forest to hunt for breakfast, effectively. Osrin, you would know the best hunting spots. You've been out here for a while, about a year or so. You've been at this cottage that Aaron had built, or at least repaired. You are aware that recently, just a couple of days ago, your area was invaded, so to speak, by giants. A couple of giants had passed through. Obviously, they didn't seem like they had intended to come your way, but happened to trample through your ground. Sensing the threat, you and Duon, the elder, Aaron's adopted father, the person that trained him, went out and you slew one of these giants off in the distance. Unfortunately, during that battle, Duon was injured a little bit, and so he's also staying at the cottage and resting. His leg was pretty badly broken when the giant fell on top of him. So you're out hunting. As the main hunter in this party, I'm going to need you to roll a survival check.
Okay.
To be able to track the creatures and animals. Now, she can gain advantage if either Gamel or Loic help her with this. And how would you guys help her in her hunting and tracking?
I will not shoot my guns and try to be quiet.
Okay. So you're going to be as quiet as you can.
Okay.
I never had
Which
the
isn't saying
intent.
much.
I never had the intent to run or anything, so I'll have been flying this entire time, and I'll go up and get a bird's eye view. And if I see anything, I will telepathically let her know where.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll a survival check for me.
Good one. Oh.
Good.
Okay. All right. You have advantage. So the first roll of the night was a 16. After about half an hour of exploring through the trees and finding your familiar spots, you notice the broken twig, the flattened leaves on the ground, the scent of a doe nearby. You are on the trail of a deer that has been passing through your area, and deer is kind of common in this particular part of the forest. So you catch up, you kick up the gear, everything kind of picks up pace. The adrenaline starts building up as Theon has also caught the scent, and you take off with Gamel and Loic helping you all along. Go ahead and roll me one more survival check for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Nice.
Still all right. Still all right. You are able to keep the track. Theon is helping you out. Can one of you roll a check with Theon? What skills is Theon proficient in?
Perception and stealth.
Perception and stealth. Okay. In which case, can you just have him roll a wisdom check, please? Just straight up wisdom. All right, nice. So helping you out, you quickly manage to corner this doe. It's a nice, beautiful looking doe. The coat is perfectly brown. There's a little white streak of hair just along the left side of its shoulder. It's a good specimen. It's got a good amount of meat, could probably feed the group for a couple days. But obviously it needs to die for you to do so. So
Yeah.
What do you do now that you've tracked it down with your animal companion, your flying friend above you, and a dwarf pacing behind you?
I'd try and sneak into a good position to get a clean shot and try and shoot it with my bow, with the idea that if I was to miss, I've got backup as such. So if it was to try and bolt, then I could get some help, or Theon could pounce in.
Okay, absolutely fine. So while you go ahead and roll a stealth check, have Theon also roll a stealth check as well. And Gamel and Loic, what are you doing at this point? You know that she's zeroed in on on the animal. What would you like to do?
I'm going to fly past the point of the animal, still in the sky, so that if it starts to run away from her, I can drop down real fast and go, grr, and send it running back.
Gamel's going to observe.
All right. So just watching and learning. All right. You're watching, Gamel, and you've been following Osrin and Theon this whole way. Then you hear a little rustle of leaves off to the side. Look away, come back. She's gone. She is gone and hidden completely. It's impressive how quickly she's actually managed to stealth and hide herself. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. Let's see if you can follow her. Nope. Right. Okay. You're squaring in. You find the right position. Theon goes around for a flanking attack. Should it bolt? Loic. That's the first time I've done that. Loic moves over to the opposite side to get ready to pounce himself. Osrin, go ahead and make your attack. Fire that bow.
Okay.
You have advantage on the shot because you are hidden and you are surprising it.
Natural
Natural
20.
20.
Good. That is good. First attack of the night. The arrow soars through the air and just connects it right in the eye. In one eye, out the other. The thing is down in one shot. The perfect kill, not even affected the pelt in any way. So very quickly, you and Theon manage to wrap it up. You get it over your shoulders and start walking back. Moments later, Gamel, you see both Osrin and Theon, and now a nice big deer just waltz out of the bushes.
Well done.
Could I hand the deer over to Gamel to carry?
Oh, sure.
Because it might be a bit too big for me to carry. I don't.
You're quite strong.
Am I quite strong?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, in that case, I'm fine.
Well, but I am a dwarf, and the dwarves' weight doesn't bother them. Like, you could put a ton of weight on my shoulder, and I'd just march along just fine. So whatever you prefer.
Okay.
So
This is your hunt.
shoulders.
No, I'll
So-
carry on carrying it. I'm good.
Okay, so all in all, you all make your way back over towards the cottage with your kill fresh, and you will go into the usual route of cleaning it, skinning it, and then processing, taking all the meat off of it so that you can cook it and prepare it for a couple meals. All in all, that took you about an hour and a half to go out, find it, kill it, come back, and start working on the prep. Everyone else, I mean, it's the morning, it's a good day, the sun is shining, the snow is crisp, because it is winter time right now. What are you guys doing? Enjoying a nice deer breakfast, as it were.
Artir is avoiding the outside at all cost. It is too cold. He is staying warm in the tower.
Aaron's in the cottage with his son, and he's speaking to Dawn. I think he's going to have to explain the situation about his actual father.
Okay, so you're going to talk to Duan about your real dad.
Yeah. So he would. Let's go on with the whole piece. So, what happened to your leg?
Don't ask. Just know that it was in a glorious battle. It was great. You should have seen the other guy. Took it down by myself. It's awesome.
It was a giant, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but hey, still alive. That's 2 for 2.
You okay? How's it been?
Yeah.
Last couple of weeks?
It's been all right. It's been quiet until that run-in with the giants. We been enjoying ourselves. Never thought I'd miss the fighting life. In that time down in the Underdark, leading those people at what did you call it? Valdasar's Rest. It was a nice time, but you know what? I don't actually miss it. I'm happy staying at home now.
I didn't know if you wanted to do that. I wasn't sure if you were ready, if I'm honest. If you, after time in Karazikar's servitude.
Well, you never know when you're ready to quit until it's too late. So, glad I got out early. But tell me what's going on with you. This is obviously not the end of the road for you. I'm sure you're probably going to head out in a couple of days. Right.
I think we might be leaving sooner than that. Osrin's suggested she come with us. The adventure's over, the mission's done. But I need to go back to Waterdeep. I found out something to do with my blood parents, my mother and father.
Right. He goes very serious. A little bit of a surprised look on his face. Okay. What can I do? How can I help? And it's needed.
You get. He's going to ignore that. You get whatever relationship I might have with these people. You're my father in my heart. You raised me. You taught me everything I know.
Puts a arm over your shoulder. It's okay. I completely understand. And to be honest, you couldn't have done worse than having me. So I'm happy. Glad to train you. You turned out to be a pretty good, a little above average. A good hunter.
You're a good teacher.
So, to what's the word? Brass tacks. What's the plan? Tell me what you need.
there's a situation there. He's a lord in Waterdeep.
Right. So you're a highborn.
I'm a bastard, if anything. But
Yeah, you are.
But look, I don't really care what he has to offer. To me, I don't really care about a relationship with him. I don't know him that well enough. But for Duon Junior, I got to think more than that. He could have opportunities if I get to know this man. Opportunities that I couldn't give him or Osrin. And if striking up a relationship with him or granting him any kind of relationship offers that to my son, then it's worth doing. But the other situation is that there is somebody apparently pretending to be me.
Why would anyone be pretending to be you?
Oh, it's not a great lifestyle. But he's, from what I hear, this lord went out looking for me after I disappeared. And this pretender decided to be me and gain all the opportunities afforded to that position. I don't know, he might just be some swindler who's just trying to live a good life. He may be more nefarious. They may be trying to cause an issue and maybe a threat to my own family. I don't know. So I need to sort that out. And that's where I was going. I was planning on leaving Osrin here, but she's insisted that we need to come with her. She doesn't want to be sitting on the sidelines anymore. And Duon Junior's old enough to come with us.
Okay.
You're welcome to come as well if you want. But
he already starts stretching to move up. His leg is still quite bandaged, and he kind of hobbles a little bit. But all right, how soon do we leave?
Well, it's down to everybody else, but we're not traveling far. We can teleport straight to where we're going. My friend Wizard has some nice powers now, and actually, and traveling by road isn't a question at the moment. We need to teleport to Mirabar, and then we're picking up our airship.
Airship. So now's probably not a good time to tell you. I get a little seasick.
We're not going by sea.
I know, but
Don't worry.
all right.
My dwarven friend's got something for that.
Okay.
He's not too keen on the travel either, but you know it's quite good actually. It does settle the tummy.
Right. Wonderful. So cool. He seems all on board, happy to help. He immediately starts packing some of the essentials and making sure it works. Now, just mechanically wise, meta wise, okay, Osrin is coming to make sure that you stay alive. Okay, that's why she's coming, because she doesn't trust you to survive through this. Obviously, you have a 1-year-old baby, and I would be far crueler than normal if I were to allow the 1-year-old baby to get involved in combat with you guys. So Duon will be mechanically babysitting Duon Junior whenever.
We were going to mount the baby on Theon.
We thought we could have
maybe in a future
a tiny
campaign.
baby saddle.
All right. So Duan just gets straight to packing. Just whatever essentials he needs. He doesn't know what he might need, but he does grab more than enough knives. More knives than you thought he had. He grabs them all. What's everyone else doing? What would you guys like to do before you set off wherever you are setting off?
I'm going to attune to the mantle of spell resistance, and I'm going to make sure that everybody has any magic items that they wanted out of the pile that we had. Osrin, that includes the winged boots.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll be amazing.
Here you go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So you now have a set of winged boots. Remind me how they work. It's a bonus action to effectively click the heels and gain a flying speed equal to your movement speed.
Okay.
So you can now fly as much as you want, which is
Cool.
nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Can I if I was flying, could I attack from the sky at any point? Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay.
So it would help you out getting line of sight, getting the right angles,
Yeah.
and good vantage points. So cool. Osrin is now flying.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, to catch you up, sorry, I don't know if Ty ever mentioned this to you. Osrin in a previous campaign managed to acquire a set of glamoured studded leather armor.
Yes.
The way this works, this set of armor that you have, effectively at will you can change its appearance. Now back then, you kind of joked with the rogue that was in the party by obviously making the outfit look the worst it could possibly look in a battle situation. And so you weren't stealthy, you were a little out of the box having a bit of fun. You've calmed down now a little bit,
Okay.
right?
Mama
But you
has done that. Yeah. Yeah.
But you still have that set of glamoured armor to
Okay.
help you blend in. So now you can fly and blend in with whatever your background is.
Okay. Cool.
Gamel's going to take off his ring of magma and attune to his black dragon helm thing.
Okay. So I didn't create a handout. I should have created a handout for you. Do you remember all the things that it does?
I remember the things that it does. I just don't quite know what it looks like. Because I understand the whole thing would look like I was wearing a dragon face, but I don't know how that individual piece looks.
So unfortunately, I don't have a picture of it. It is a golden metal. It is pretty much made out of gold and bone inlaid, sort of. It comes down across the face. So you've got a central piece that opens down and covers the sides. And there's a bit of a black cowl that is tucked underneath that metal frame. So should you wish, you could have your entire face completely covered in this black cloth. And you can still see through it, which is pretty nice. The bone and metal kind of connect and swirl around one another to be a black dragon's head sticking out on the side.
So I'm in black full plate armor with black dragon scales, and I'm going to have my head obscured so you can't see my face. And I'm going to look awesome.
Artir has also attuned to his dragon mask, which is a white. Ty and I coordinated behind the scenes that I would be grabbing the white and he would grab the blue. But it is still too cold for Artir, but he looks out the door of the tower and he can hear the din of conversation coming from the cabin. So he braves the snow and he runs very quickly to the front door and he's just shivering cold and he knocks on the door, patiently waiting for it to be opened.
Aaron looks outside and
The mask does not keep me warm. Please, let me in. How do you people live up here?
Then I open. Maybe we should get him one of the bear. Like there must be some bear pelts. I'm just gonna give him just put this on and wrap him in a bear pelt.
I come in and
It's quite warm in. We've got a log fire going. It's quite warm in here.
Thank you. It's very cool. If we are going to Waterdeep, there are a few irons I would like to throw into the fire, so to speak, so as to pick those up when we are ready to. But I will wish to run a couple of errands. This ought not detract from our true intent of being in Waterdeep, but I did not want to blindside you by suggesting to everyone that I have to step away while you do your things and I do my things. I wish to let you know that I will want to run some errands in Waterdeep.
I think we've got time for everything. So.
And the world-ending event is pretty much done, so you guys are able to do whatever you want.
What shall we leave? Shall we leave Ramirabar then?
Yeah, sounds like a good time.
Everyone's packed. So we make small the fortress.
Gamel lays
Done.
out his hole, and there's a ton of gold in it. And he says, "Does anybody want any of this now, or get to it later?"
Later for me.
I will grab a handful of 1,000 gold pieces, just in case I need to spend any money in Waterdeep.
Just a handful of exactly 1,000 gold pieces. He instantly grabs exactly the right amount.
It feels like a 1,000.
Right. Can I ask on a meta question?
Mm-hmm.
How's banking work? Because I feel like carrying 20,000 gold around me is not going to be functional anymore.
So your bag of holding can carry as much as you need.
I only have 500 pounds worth.
Well, once you establish your lineage of this family, we can invest it and become landowners. And we'll spend the rest of the game running a mansion estate outside of Waterdeep. It'll be great.
You will find that you can probably fit about, I think 5,000 gold weighs about 100 pounds. So you could fit, theoretically, if the only thing in your bag of holding, 25,000 gold in your bag.
Okay. I'm happy for it to be on our friendly dwarf at the moment. I'm just going to keep him close.
But banking isn't really a thing in the Forgotten Realms.
There is a nation that might be developing a system. I heard that they might have enough going on with them to start a bank.
Maybe. If you find yourself in maybe. So, you're going to Mirabar first, then? All right.
The ship.
Okay. All right. So using Loic's teleportation circle that you very quickly push out, you all feel that familiar tug. You're getting used to it now. It's quite regular. Takes a little while to get Theon calmed down to be happy to teleport. But
Theon and
Theon. Duan Senior is uncomfortable. Duan Junior sleeps through the whole thing.
Awesome. Cool.
You disappear from your little cottage, having doused the fires, made it all cool, making sure you've got everything with you that you wouldn't be afraid to lose should your home become looted. Because adventurers, they loot everything. You find yourself being teleported to which location in Mirabar, Loic? Because you more or less, you have the teleportation circle, which,
It's, Dolores and the Harpers. Yep.
So you, once again, find the same spot you had found before. If I remember correctly, look at my notes, you end up in the central hub of teleportation within Mirabar, and that familiar little old lady is stood there checking people in and out, looks up at you, rolls her eyes. You know where to go.
Thanks, Dolores. Nice to see you again.
Yep.
Hey,
In terms of travel time, I believe you're arriving a little bit sooner than the ship. If that makes sense, with the ship traveling over the sea. Yeah. So you guys arrive in Mirabar, and the city looks nice and clean, as it always is. Whereabouts in Mirabar are you going? Because the docks, you know the ship shouldn't be there yet. But you also have on the opposite side of the city, you have that tavern where Harshnag sits next to.
I'd be interested in hitting up that tavern, asking the bar guy if he saw the frost giant go which way.
At some point, we should really alert the town guard that the ship is coming back and not to shoot it down.
That is a very good point.
At some stage. So I don't know if we want to split. If we've got time, let's go hit the bar first and go find them.
So as soon as the bar comes into view, so does Harshnag. He's just he's set up a little bit of a tent right there next to it. And I say a little bit of a tent. It's as big as the tavern itself, but it fits him. He's comfortable with it.
Aaron's just going to hold Osrin a little bit and just say, he's okay, he's a good giant, and he's shooting.
So what you see, Osrin, because this is the first time you've experienced Harshnag, is a giant, a frost giant. In fact, let me see if I can pull up a picture of Harshnag for you. Here we go. So it's not a great picture of him, but it is a very large frost giant. So his skin is a little tinge of blue to it. He's got a nice big great axe strapped to his back and half a dragon skull on his head.
Okay.
Because the other half broke. But it's precariously kind of tied to his head. So he's got one horn on the right side. Yeah, okay. That's about right.
Have we still got that green dragon? Have I still got that green dragon head? I have got that green dragon head, haven't I?
Which green dragon head?
The green dragon that assaulted us, that I threw at Lyke's feet.
Is that relevant right now?
Yes.
I feel like he needs a new hat.
Green might be a bit small.
It was.
Might be able to.
Dragon. It was an adult dragon, wasn't it?
Did you not claim the head of Imrith?
No, Hekaton asked for it.
Oh yeah,
the first thing he asked for.
Back. Yep. No, that makes sense. Okay. So as you guys come into view, arms wide open, loud bellowing, ho, ho, ho. Good, you didn't die. Or did you? Did you come back? Don't need to tell me. Come on.
No, we didn't die at all. None of us.
Let's share a drink. Is she dead?
Jess, our mighty dwarven friend, he laid the killing blow. He was instrumental in her demise.
Yeah, what he did actually is he smashed the hammer on the horn, and then the horn went through her brain. It was amazing.
Why didn't
well, I really have to thank Whelm here. Pull him out. He did all the work.
This is not the first time he's seen one. Okay. Okay, I mean, well done, hammer. To which Whelm responds, it was nothing. Seriously. So, you're back in Mirabar. Are you here for good? Are you here for fun? We can have a lot of fun. I wouldn't go in the tavern, though.
What's wrong with that?
I fell on it a couple days ago. They've repaired the outside, but the inside is... it cost me a lot, so it's mine. You're welcome to it, but... yeah, still getting it repaired.
Harshnag, did you recall the spirit of the cloud giant who haunted the halls of the temple that Imareth destroyed.
Yes, yes, I remember that. Let me see. And he rolls a history check to see if he knows the name of Aegeron. Ah, I remember Aegeron. I believe when the Eye of the All-Father was destroyed, the actual oracle was preserved. So his body is still preserved somewhere. Why do you ask?
We mentioned his demise to King Hecaton and the name of his father, Blagothicus. And King Hecaton believes that this Blagothicus, that these events took place long time ago. And since then, Blagothicus has been banished from giant society. But he retains his castle, which may be, or was last sighted flying above a city called Parnest. I feel like it is a worthy thing to set this spirit at ease and bring justice to this Blagothicus. And if you are able to fly on our ship, I invite you to come with us. We will be stopping in Waterdeep first.
Can your ship hold me? I mean, I
have no
I've
idea.
put on a bit since last time.
I have no idea if our ship can accommodate your impressive stature. But I make the invitation to you so that you know that you are welcome to meet out this giant justice with us.
I remember the Oracle mentioning something about Parnest. Maybe. Not sure. I think I know where that is.
This would be helpful information to have.
He thinks... Yeah. The Grey Peak Mountains. It's on the eastern side of the Grey Peak Mountains. You probably want to go to Waterdeep and then from there up the river. Yeah?
This is very helpful. I thank you for your assistance. Do you wish to come with us?
Well, I mean, I'm a businessman now, but I think I'll pass on this one.
You know who we just said a minute ago could really use a tavern? If you are a businessman? Maelstrom. They don't have anything.
Well, I can't exactly pick this one up and take it to Maelstrom.
No, but if you're a businessman, perhaps you can open a branch.
Franchising.
I know some people who might be willing to be investors. Seeing how much giants drink and not having any drinking establishments in Maelstrom, there could be a profit to be turned there.
Perhaps we can talk about this, make up plans, and attack this thing head on.
Harsberg, what is the name of your establishment now that you are the sole owner of this fine drinking place?
Please say Giant Spoons.
Sorry, that's a UK
That's
joke.
a UK joke, sorry.
I got it, don't worry. Harshnag's Happy House.
The Triple H, I love it.
It has a good ring to it. It's a good place. Needs to be bigger, though.
Yes.
To which he turns to Loic. You wouldn't happen to know how to make it bigger, would you?
Yeah, but I can't do it. I got places to go to, places to be.
It's probably cheaper just to buy more wood and build it bigger.
But if you like exactly the way it is and you don't want to change even a small speck of it, you could potentially hire someone to create a permanent enchantment on it that will enlarge it. It would be expensive. It might cost actually just as much as simply building it bigger.
We'll see. I find you little folk tend to be a little bit scared of big establishments, so keep it small on the outside. That's.
Oh, so you're talking about dimensional playthings.
Well,
you know that's very dangerous, because if anyone walks into it and they don't realize that it is what it is, then they might explode the universe.
Noted.
Yeah, so don't do that.
Okay, I won't do that. Right. So, yeah, sorry I can't join you in the journey to Parnast, though. Let me know when you claim that castle. If memory serves right, Blagothkus's castle is pretty good, pretty nice.
We will invite you to the housewarming if all goes according to plan.
Very well, very well. So, are you going to be here for long?
I don't believe so. I think we are just picking up our ship and heading to Waterdeep. Is this true, my friends?
That is the plan. And with that, I will actually go and talk to the harbor master, since I had arranged our berthing for a week and a half. So I will go do that and let you know when the vessel arrives. And Gamma will make an exit unless someone wants to go with him.
Oh, yeah. Go. Speak to the town guard as well.
Yeah, right. The whole
there's a
shooting
flying ship coming.
down thing. Yeah. Got it.
Very well. The ship will arrive the next day. That's how long it takes. So it'll arrive tomorrow. Sometime around midday, you can grab it. It doesn't have to stay in the harbor for long if you're just all going to get on it and fly off. Okay. But you guys will have a day's downtime in Mirabar. A wonderful city, a beautiful, clean city that is well defended and proud of its defense. You see plenty of guards everywhere walking along these enormous stone walls that rise up to about 30 foot high all around the entire city. Big towers with nice big ballista ready to attack anything that comes from both land, sea, or air. So you feel pretty safe. You feel like you could do a lot of things. What do you guys have anything you'd like to do in Mirabar?
Is magic items a thing here? We've got an abundance of magic items that we're probably not using that we could probably try and sell off here.
So Mirabar tends to trade in. It does trade in magical items, but only usually those that are used for combat purposes, and mostly for defensive combat. You can sell all of your excess magical items. You might not get the best price here in Mirabar, but you can definitely find a buyer. There's always going to be a collector or something.
Should we do it here, or do you want to wait until we get the WoTC? It's probably better price then.
I want to say it'll be the same if you go to Waterdeep, because Waterdeep's got competitive economy.
Should we do that?
I nominate Danrik to be our seller of goods.
Okay, so Danrik will be involved in that. What items are you selling?
I had a question. On Danrik's sheet, he lists that he has magical bagpipes. I presume they are an instrument of the bard, but bagpipes isn't listed as one of them?
No, he actually has... let me find the right instrument of the bard that he has, but it's just themed like bagpipes for him. he prefers it. Okay, so I believe he has the Macfermid Sitten. I believe you'd have to double check his spells if he put them in, but I believe he has the Macfermid Sitten one, which gives him bark skin, cure wounds, and fog cloud.
You've got.
Well, can we say that he sells one of the instruments of the bards and then let him decide which one he kept?
He's got multiple.
The horde also had Das Loot
included. Had the Das Loot. The Das Loot. So he's got two options: either one that provides him bark skin, cure wounds, and fog cloud, or one that gives him animal friendship, protection from energy, fire only, or protection from poison. Which would he sell?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Can we say that he sells one and then let Steven decide when he returns which one he sold?
That makes sense. Okay.
Well, if they would buy that here. I don't know if that's a Mirabarian want.
So go ahead and roll an investigation check to see how well you can find someone that will sell these items for you.
Look, would you help us find some sellers, some buyers for these items?
Absolutely.
Perhaps we will give you help because you are very knowledgeable when it comes to the layouts of cities and finding things.
Sure, I'll take charge on this. Start looking for people that look like they might know what's up with that.
Okay, go ahead and roll that investigation, please.
Are we struggling for funds though to worry about selling things?
No, I think it's more just
putting that
to
out there.
offload it.
Sure.
So I got a 33
Let's
business.
either offload or trade. There might be more items that we can trade them for more preferable.
I can almost guarantee you won't find anything better than you already have inside the city.
That's fair.
Or I guess rather, I can guarantee. It is my city. So you do manage to find a couple people that trading in various different things. There is one person that does seem a little interested in the kinds of things that you guys have to sell. So, what are you selling?
All right. So as far as I know, the instrument of the bard, we decided Danrick's getting rid of one of those. Winged Boots gone to Osrin.
Yeah.
Artir took the other javelin of lightning.
I'm happy to. I don't need it because I have 4 more and I don't use
But
them.
if you don't have it, I'll have it because it's always useful for Aaron to be able to throw one of those.
Okay, then you keep it.
All right, I'll take that one. We have a ring of mind shielding. Did anybody take that?
Don't sell that. That's going to be a circumstantial thing. I'll keep it in the tower.
All right, circumstance. All right, we had cursed armor. Oh, no, it's gone. Ring of X-ray vision. Did we want to keep that? No. Okay. We had chainmail, standard +1 chainmail armor. I don't think anybody wanted it. The Tome of Leadership, Artir is currently using. Yep. And the Cloak of Elvenkind. No. So yeah, a +1 chainmail armor, Cloak of Elvenkind, and a Ring of X-ray vision.
Those are the things you're selling?
And a cursed armor if anybody wants it.
And the instrument of the bard.
The instrument of the bard. Okay. What rarity is Cloak of Elvenkind? It's uncommon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So, in terms of how much you will be offered for that, let me pull out my handy-dandy calculator. So, you will be offered 200 for the loot, or well, for the instrument.
Haggle it up. Danrick.
2,000 for the X-ray vision, 2,000 for the cursed armor, 2,000 for the braces of defense. Are you keeping that, or are you selling that one?
Selling.
Selling
Unless
that one.
anyone else claimed it.
Another 2,000 for the cloak of displacement, and 200 for the cloak of Elvenkind. Anything else? Did I miss anything? Don't think so. Okay, so your base.
Armor, +1 chainmail armor. I think it's
The +1 chainmail armor. Okay, you get another 200 for that. So the base amount that you will be offered is 8,600.
Okay. Danric, we can get more.
So what does Danric do, and how does he haggle this up?
Carl, you're better at this.
He should not tell them that the armor's cursed, for starters.
Okay.
So little Danric will step up. Who is he talking to?
He is talking to a blonde woman behind the desk. Her name is Kiara. Quite beautiful young lady. Pretty short, but still taller than he is.
Is she standing behind the counter or sitting behind the counter?
She's standing behind the counter. The room is filled with all sorts of odd trinkets, to which his trained eye immediately tells that half the stuff in there isn't magical. But still, it looks magical, looks good.
All right, so Danric and Artir will have worked out this system in advance, and Danric will snap, and Artir will go and grab one of the trinkets and put it on the floor and grab another to give him like some steps to step up to, so that he can lean over the counter, and he says, "Enchanté," to Kiara.
Welcome, and what can I do for you, little fella?
Has anyone ever told you that your eyes have the same quality of the stars above the sea of fallen stars?
No. Has anyone ever told you you're a little... what's the word? Mind has gone blank. A little forward.
Most people find it quite charming.
What can I get you?
It's not what you can get me. It's what I can get you. See, my friends, my rather large and impressive friend, we've just come back from a harrowing adventure involving dragons and giants and all sorts of nasty creatures. And we bring to you hordes with goods from across the realms. Take, for example, this instrument. And he plays a little enchanting song on whichever instrument he will be selling.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It is an amazing instrument. I should know. Instruments are my trade. And check out these bracers. My large friend, hailing from the mysterious lands of intrigue to the south. He wore these in battle. Many battles. And this cloak, made from the skin of displacer beasts, found far in the Underdark, giving advantage to anyone in battle. Who wouldn't want such a glorious boon on their side? And he goes on like that.
He goes on to explain everything. Okay. Wonderful. This is a nice treasure trove you have here. Are you looking for a job?
Well, now who's being forward? I'm taken. And then he winks.
So, for all of those things, and she looks like she's doing some calculations in her head, let's say around 8,600 gold pieces.
Ah!
I'd be happy to do some trade.
Oh, you wound me. What? We slew an ancient dragon. Killed giants by the dozens. We come back, saving the Sword Coast from almost certain doom. And my stories and our goods are worth only that much? and he looks forlorn.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
It's quite high.
Oh,
Okay,
that was Danrix.
that was Danrix. Okay. Let's see how shrewd she is. She is a salesperson. She works hard at her job. Okay. Very well. Let me do some. I could possibly bump it up to 13,000 gold.
We have a deal. What time do you get out of work? I'll take you out for a drink.
She mentioned trade. What's she got in trade?
You're not with them, are you?
Yeah, we're all there.
Okay, so the whole troop is there. Okay.
Except for
Uh,
Gamel. Gamel's gone, so he can't interject.
So 13,000. I don't have anything to compare with what you've just given me, but you're welcome to as much as I have. Just not everything. I do have to be able to sell stuff on today. That'd be great.
Well, if I'm welcome to anything you have, I'll have your hand in your company at dinner tonight.
Go ahead and roll just a straight charisma. Let's see how charismatic he is. Pretty good. What's the 5 plus 2 for?
That +2 is what also showed up on the death save. I don't know where the +2 is.
Huh.
Let me look at the
Interesting.
sheet.
Okay. Well, thank you, but I'm married to my work, a little busy. Now, if that's everything, and she pulls out bunches and bunches of coin, would you like it in cold, hard coin or a credit note?
Coin would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Takes her a while, but she counts exactly 12,900 to the penny.
Does platinum weigh less?
Yes.
Sorry, platinum. Count again.
I don't have that much platinum on me right now. She can give you 1,000 platinum and then give you 2,900 gold. That'll be lighter for you at least.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. What else are you guys doing? She's not interested in a date with Danric, unfortunately.
Story of my life.
Or Stevens, anyway.
Hmm?
So,
What are we doing?
How long does it take via airship to get from Mirabar to Waterdeep? And we're talking like 2-3 days?
Mirabar to Waterdeep, considering that the ship can travel... airship travel time. I do have the airship travel time here. Airship travel... Here we go. So you can move at a rate... Why isn't it written down? Forget it. All right. So in order, the distance from Mirabar to Waterdeep straight is big. Bigger than my map.
Good.
About 500 miles straight as the crow flies. So you could probably get there in 3 days, 3 and a bit days.
Okay, thanks.
It's about the distance that Maelstrom, not Maelstrom, the Kraken was.
Okay.
About 500 miles. Okay.
If we're not doing anything for the rest of the day, then I'm going to go back to the tavern and start copying spells again.
Okay. So, according to the normal rules, go ahead and do that. Which spells are you working on?
Do I have at least 12 hours?
Yes.
Then I will be picking up Chain Lightning.
Chain Lightning. Okay.
Chain Lightning.
That'll be a good one.
Yep.
I'll prepare for that. All right. You guys have the world at your feet. Are you going to do anything else for the night, or are you just going to wait for the airship to return the next day?
Gamel's going to purchase various components and things that may be necessary for a musket upgrade.
Okay. You know what you need to get, so you get it. Total cost of everything you need to upgrade will be, for what you have planned. What do you have planned?
Imagine a 50 caliber sniper rifle, but steampunkish and fantasy and bigger.
Okay, so in order to get all of the items that you'll need, it's going to set you back 1,500 gold.
All right.
All right. Cool. Then the evening goes through. You guys have a nice time. You chat with Harshnag, get to know his situation a little bit more. And in the morning, bright and early, as dawn is approaching, you hear lots of chatter from outside as people are shouting, screaming. Then it dies down as your airship floats into the city. Osrin, as this is the first time you've seen the airship, it is literally a boat tied to a balloon. That's what you see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
With little snow skis underneath it to help it land and position on the land if it needs to. So it floats in, turns around, and drops into the docks. You go to the docks. Whoever of you, I think most of you would go. Whereupon you'll see your entire crew, which includes Trolt, who is still under the effect of Gaze, or Gius, however it's pronounced, and your crew. Benny looks so excited to finally be on the ground that he tears past you all, runs to the grass, and just lies down, arms wide, staring up at the sky. And the crew start working on just closing down the ship for you.
Is this the first time Osrin's been on a ship like this?
Not first time she's been on a ship. Erin was trained to use a boat on the sea. So you've been on a boat with him. He's taken you up and down the river a couple times, but not really as big as this is. You do know that Erin has a galley at his disposal if he ever needs it, but he's never really pulled it out. So you haven't really been on a ship this big, and you certainly haven't been on one that flies.
Okay. I'm going to be a little bit nervous. I'm going to probably hold on to Erin's hand and just try and stay close, because flying for the first time fears. And also we've got Theon, Grey Wolf, who may not like it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to try and keep my little family close to me at the moment, because I'm a bit on edge, to be honest.
Okay. Fair enough.
Aaron will try and reassure. It's fine. It's perfectly safe. You can't even hurt the balloon. It's indestructible. They proved it to me.
Yes, they did.
With what?
They shot at it.
They shot at it.
Six.
They shot at the balloon.
Okay.
Didn't damage it.
With what did they shoot it with?
All kinds of things.
Okay.
The ballista. It was the ballista.
Okay. Are we going to get shot at?
Benny speaks up. I should hope not. Are we going back out again?
Back to WoTC, my friend.
Okay. Do you mind if we take it by sea?
It's slower by sea.
You You can keep it low if that makes you feel
You
better.
mean like in this boat or in a different boat?
In this boat. I mean, I've seen how fast this thing can move. It can move faster than a normal boat. Please, pretty please.
We can keep it low for you. Just you can stay low.
Okay.
I've never flown before.
Ah,
That's funny. Neither had Benny until a week ago.
That's okay.
great. Yeah. Just warn you, if you do get a little seasick, up in the sky, throwing up over the side of the boat doesn't help because you see it all. Just get a bucket and get as close to the center of the boat as you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Benny, come on, mate. Look, think about it. As soon as you get back to Waterdeep and we land this thing in the harbour, all of the other captains are going to be looking at you and going, "Wow."
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it.
Yep. I do believe we said half now, half when you were done with your tasks. So I could do with little incentive to continue flying in this thing.
Oh yeah, we did say that. What did we agree on?
2,000 apiece.
No, we didn't.
No, you didn't.
I wasn't asking Benny.
Well, what did you agree on?
Oh, we
Wasn't it like 10 gold per person for 3 days?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I remember the number 80 and thinking we were giving them 800. So I think it was total was 80. We gave them 40 then. We're supposed to give them 40 now.
Sounds about right.
40 now. You will 40 now. We'll take you back to Waterdeep if you sail, and then we'll give you a 20 gold just bonus when we get there.
All right. And he jumps right back up. Never liked this place anyway. On board.
Aaron will reach into his bag and give him the gold. No, pay for it.
Gamel has previously arranged for provisions and such, so whatever they're missing gets loaded up, along with ginger ale.
More ginger ale.
That's kind of... Gamel doesn't like flying either, so he invented ginger ale. Just as a heads up, Osrin, if you get queasy up there.
And do on.
It's literal ale that has ginger in it.
Brilliant. Great.
Okay. So as you guys pack up onto the boat, Duon and Benny and his crew and Trolt as well, everyone waves goodbye to the city of Mirabar as you all board the familiar Dragon Cult airship. So you can now see the wonderful ship that you have. Nice big ballista on the front, a smaller one on the back. The ship takes off, turns southward, and starts heading down. The captain, Benny, mentions to you that if we're headed to Waterdeep, it'll be a 3-day journey. So make yourselves comfortable. We'll take shifts and trade, and so we'll be moving constantly.
Casey, did you need to do anything with Trout before we left Mirabar?
Not before, but I'm waiting for a moment to do things now.
Okay. What would you like to do with Trolt?
Well, I'm going to give both him and Benny kind of an Arcana physical to try my very best to ensure that they made it out of the experience in the correct pieces.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check or medicine.
I will go ahead and use detect magic on this one.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
You're actually casting detect magic. So after a couple minutes, you cast it, you focus. Trolt begins to glow with a faint color of what is charm enchantment. What is gaze?
Oh, yeah, enchantment.
Enchantment, yeah. So he gives off a faint aura of enchantment, showing the lingering effects of that, but nothing else. Benny, not a single bit of magic on him,
Wonderful. Good.
just as before.
And then I would also like to take Trolt aside when he has a minute and explain to him that soon the Gios will be done, and I know that he's aware that he has it on him. And I'm going to ask him where he wants to be when it does wear off.
So does Gaius just makes him your willing friend and servant, right?
Pretty much, he follows the thing that I tell him to do, and the thing I told him to do is be my servant instead of Klaus.
In which case, well, I don't see any place other than with you and here.
If you had to retire, where would be your favorite spot to retire to?
Cabin number 2, down underneath.
On the ground.
Well, no, like I'll always be a sailor, and I'll always be part of your crew.
Okay. All right. I will be dropping the enchantment at Waterdeep, and we'll see how you feel, and I'll talk to you again.
Okay. All right. So the journey forth. Wind. Yeah, go ahead.
On the second day, there's more stuff I want to do.
Okay. So will any of you guys personally be keeping watches whilst traveling through the sky? One of Benny's crew will be up on the crow's nest. I don't know if any of you will also be keeping watch.
Aaron's going to keep watch while teaching like his son to walk, or
How long?
trying his son to walk on the deck.
Okay.
How long is the trip from Mirabar to Waterdeep?
3 days.
Gamel's just going to be on the deck puttering about. He doesn't really need to sleep, so he'll be working and just with half an eye, keeping an eye out.
Okay. Then for all those that will be keeping watch at some point, I will need perception checks from everyone for the second day.
Because I'm going to be a little bit on edge at the moment, being out for the first time in a while. So I'll be keeping watch.
Okay. How are you feeling up in the air? You feeling comfortable?
I'm feeling comfortable. I'm just a little bit amazed by how much you can see. So I'm kind of walking along the edge a lot just to take it all in. Thankfully, not getting ill or sky sick, or I'm not getting sick or anything. Not like the morning sickness I had with his child. So no, we're all good.
At some point, I will take out my spyglass, and when we get about to we'll see the mountain and Neverwinter beyond. So I'll be showing her that.
And we'll do our impression of Kate and Leah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
she's enjoying it for the bit of freedom finally.
Good. The excitement that starts to build within you makes you a little bit more appreciative of these new boots that you have, because now you don't need an airship; you can fly whenever you want.
Yes.
Which is handy.
Do you want to go flying?
Not off the airship, because that's probably asking for trouble. So.
Can we keep up with the airship?
Oh no.
I would want to practice on the ground. Let me practice on the ground first.
Because I could take the magic carpet out, and we could just go out together.
The magic carpet wouldn't be able to keep up with the airship.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. We would be like,
No.
All right. So after a day's worth of travel, as the ship is cresting towards Tribor, which is not too far from Neverwinter, you hear some distant screeches, Gamel. And Aaron hears these as well from wherever in the ship he is teaching his son. You two are the only ones that notice the sound of these screeches. Gamel turns around off to the distance to see red winged creatures making their way towards you from behind.
I'll be like, Duon, take Duon downstairs.
And Duon takes Duon downstairs.
Not liking the look of that, I'm just gonna bust out my musket and start shooting at maximum range to see what kind of damage I can get in before anything comes close.
Okay, what is your maximum range?
One second.
It's classic.
Can Aaron spyglass? That
I haven't had to look this up for a while. Maximum range on the musket is 800 feet.
800 feet. Okay, so you will get 5 turns, 5 shots before these things get up to you.
Yeah.
I'll call up Osric. Osric can shoot as well.
So everyone the announcement goes out to everyone. Everyone that's combat worthy heads up to the surface, knowing what happened last time you guys were attacked.
I'm just gonna hold. Can I go? Gamble, second. Give us a second. Don't shoot first. Let me figure out what these are, right? And do another check with the spyglass to see if I can.
I want, and let me ask DM if this is okay. I want you to roll a persuasion check against my insight check, and if you win, I wait, and if I don't, I just shoot. Or maybe Aaron.
If Aaron agrees to a roll off, you can either do that or you could do.
I know he's trigger happy, so I'm happy to see if I get. I'm going to suggest he wait and let me just see if I can figure out.
Let me ask this: can I roll an insight check on the creatures that are coming up to see if they look hostile?
At this distance, no. Yeah, and you've got quite a ways to go before they come into your firing range anyway. So you figure you'll wait until they come into range, and Aaron has a chance to be able to look at these things. So you'll pull out the spyglass, go ahead and roll a perception check with advantage on this. Okay. How did that end up being?
That's a 19, isn't it?
That's what it says on the. I think it took the 9. All right. So you focus in. It takes a moment as the creatures make their way in. For one moment, you see them flare up, and this is a dragon, a smaller dragon, not like what you've dealt with before. But I think you might have actually faced one of these previously. This is a wyvern.
Okay.
Okay, so not a full-blown dragon, but it is of the dragon kind. And from what you can see, there are 5 of them that have just crested out from underneath the clouds above you and are floating very quickly in your direction. They will be with you, like at you, in a matter of moments.
I would like to ready Wall of Force.
All right.
Okay.
Are they within 800 feet yet?
Almost. Is anyone else doing anything to prepare?
I have a question. So
Yeah.
is this the second day of travel on the ship?
Yes, the second day of travel.
Okay, so that means Artir will have finished his book. So I am just letting you know ahead of time that I have increased my charisma.
And DM, one more thing. Having purchased those components for my upgrade, is that done yet, or am I still working on it?
That's going to take you a little while.
Figured. All right, that's all.
A couple more sessions. All right. So.
I would shoot them. I would shoot them.
And what's Osrin's max range?
She's got 600 and she's sharpshooter, so
yeah.
Okay.
So Gamel's is a little bit closer, a little bit bigger. He's got an 800 foot. So I'm trying to think. They would come into your range once they start going into Gamel's 800, 200 would take them just less than 1 turn. So you get 4 attacks on them. Gamel gets 5 as they are flying. But these guys are moving quick and they are extremely agile when it comes to fighting in the air. So go ahead and Gamel, fire off your first turn.
If I may, Gamel is going to think to himself, need to hide, need to not be seen. And then for the first time, out from. So he's in this black armor and he has this black hood, and then this boiling, roiling mass of shadow just billows out from around him, and in a 10-foot radius, I believe. A 10-foot radius around him, a sphere of just darkness envelops him. And then he shoots. And I'm going to use sharpshooter because that gives me extra damage.
So everyone should be able to see now a sphere around you. Okay, you fire off the first shot, and it will hit one of them for 36 points of piercing damage. Anything else? That's one turn, right?
And then reload. Yep.
Okay, so reload. You get a second turn. Now this time, Osrin also gets to have a go. So Gamel first, then Osrin.
Okay. So I'm going to charge my bow. We'll put a charge on it, and then use a lightning arrow.
So she's going to use she's going to use the charges on the life thing to give her advantage on a home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and fire the lightning arrow. Gamel, your second shot also hits. The arrow soars through the air, sounding like a firework in comparison to Gamel's loud boom, and ignites. That's a powerful 37 points of damage.
It's 21 points to the target, and then anything within 10 feet gets the secondary damage.
Okay, so it only takes 21, as there's nothing within 10 feet of it.
Okay.
And I did just realize, Osrin, this is the first time I've ever heard this. Gamel has like a long stick that lets out just a huge cacophonous noise it's like nothing you've ever heard before. And nothing seems to come out of the stick. It's just loud noise, and then that's it.
So, next round. You guys got 3 shots left.
Go on, there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
You can
Okay.
Do I go first or?
So both of you are kind of doing it at the same time.
Take
So
turn.
the
Okay.
first wyvern falls out of the sky. Go ahead and fire your second shot at Osrin.
When they get into 150, Aaron's going to start taking shots as well.
Okay. That will also hit 21. Okay. One more round. So Gamel.
Okay.
29. Osrin.
Oh.
So
Okay.
you can Hunter's Mark. Another one.
Aaron, did you say I got
Not-
5 rounds or just 4?
5. So you guys have this
Yeah,
one and
good.
then one more after
Yeah.
this. They're not within Hunter's Mark range yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I've got to just shoot them.
Just,
Go ahead and
just do a
fire.
normal shot then. Okay. Yeah.
So just the longbow for 7 points of
Yeah.
piercing damage. Okay. And then the last round, this time it is within the Hunter's Mark range, and
Okay.
Erin gets to interact as the creatures are more or less at their current positions.
Artir would also like to start casting spells if that's the case.
Okay, then if everyone is getting involved now, I will actually, instead of having you guys fire off last shot, we will have everyone roll initiative.
Okay. That one. Okay.
So that second initiative is Osrin.
Sorry.
You're terrible, aren't you?
Aaron's 20 and Osrin's 22.
Okay. So Erin was 20, you said, right?
And Osrin's 22.
Osrin is 22. We will add the wolf in
Okay.
if he ever gets into the point of potentially getting involved. 'Cause
Yes.
right now,
Okay.
he's not able to do anything. Is there anyone else missing from the initiative order? I've got Loic, Erin, Artir, Gamel, Daneric,
No.
Osrin.
The duons are downstairs.
Yeah, they won't get involved.
Duons.
Okay, so perfectly timed. Top of the round, Gamel. Go ahead and fire your last shot now that they are in range.
I'm going to pull out a. Well, I should say these should have been lightning damage bullets. But anyway, so I'm going to pop in that lightning bullet, and I'm also going to pop in a little extra something, and I'm going to use a violent shot to try and increase my damage on this one. And I'll just shoot whichever one's closest.
That'll hit for 44. Nice, powerful
And that
shot.
does an extra weapon damage, which should be an extra 1d12.
1d12.
So I do 7 more.
Okay.
And then reload.
All right. Osrin.
Yeah.
You can see the map. You can see the positions that these wyverns are at. There's a nice grouping of them all headed your way. What do you do? As with combat, you get to move.
Yeah.
Take,
Okay.
You can take an action, bonus action. I believe Ty's probably explained it all.
Try to.
He's tried to. Okay, so do I need to move further down the ship to be closer to them so I get a
You
clear
don't.
shot?
You don't have to, just simply because your natural abilities mean that these things, you can target this thing without any problem.
Okay. Okay, so what should I do?
You can hunter's mark one of them.
Can I hunter's mark whichever one's nearest to us, which I feel like is the most threatening.
Okay.
Hunter's mark on that one and try and attack that one to get rid of it.
Okay.
So I
Okay, so you cast hunter mark. Better spells.
yeah,
So
yeah.
So I'm trying to teach you.
Such a
So
noob,
you can
sorry.
take that.
Yeah.
That's your hunter's mark. Like cast it there.
Yeah,
And just take that to spark it up.
that one?
Right, so you can use the spell. All right, there you go. Cool.
Yeah,
Make your attack. Which is not word.
yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
So all in all, you deal the 12.
We haven't got the hunter's mark on there, so
Yeah. Add the d6 to that.
so I'll create something in between that. 2.
Okay.
2. All right. Yeah. Anything else from you, Osrin? Your bonus action was Hunter's Mark. Your action was to fire once. Do you get a second shot? You don't. No, Ranger doesn't. Okay. Erin.
Yeah, it's a Beastmaster mode that doesn't allow it.
No, it's just the Hunter. Go ahead. Erin, what you doing?
So Aaron will pull out his own bow. Inspired by his wife's fantastic shooting, he's going to attempt. He's going to hunter's mark the other closest one. This one.
Okay.
So just make sure I split that. So mark. And not as good a shot as you, darling.
You're
no,
not.
I'm not.
Just flies off into the distance. The wind catches it, and it flies off.
Okay.
You pinged it wrong.
Yeah, I pinged it wrong.
You didn't do it
Alright,
right.
I'm going to put my anchor point
You
incorrectly
didn't
this
do your
time, and take a second shot.
Okay. This time, the shot does land, does catch the side of the wyvern as it's
Cool.
flying towards you. How much damage is that?
Okay. Now the question is, would I have been hidden before I started this round of combat? Would it have seen me?
Not really, unless you actively said you were going to be hidden, but
No, that's
you were
fine.
getting ready to fire a shot, so.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So I will Yeah, so the Hellfire shot, fire that. Has it taken damage yet, that one particularly?
This one, no. So this
No.
is the first point of damage taken.
Okay, so it's just that on the Hunter's Mark damage.
Oh,
A nice solid 1.
okay.
Okay. Then Danric. What's Danric going to do? Does anyone know?
Danric will see the marksman and markswoman taking shots at the approaching wyverns and cast Bless to ensure that their shots aim true. And he will cast Bless on Aaron, Osrin, and Gamel.
Okay. Aaron, Osrin, and Gamel. Okay, so you are all blessed. Blessed simply means that for the next minute, you can add 1d4 to any attack roll or saving throw. Anything else from Danric?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so the first of the wyverns will fly forward towards Trolt. Loic, you said you were preparing to cast Wall of Force.
Yeah,
Are you
but
doing so?
I think I've changed my mind since then.
Okay, so he's actually going to reach out to grab Trolt. So let me pull up Trolt's character sheet so that we can do a... One moment. I forgot to grab his character sheet. Cultists. There we go. Loading. All right, so he's got to make a dexterity saving throw since it's better than anything else, and he rolls an 8. This is not looking good. So, the wyvern, however, rolls a good, solid crit. That's 2 natural 20s. So, the wyvern flies in, grabs hold of Trolt with its legs, and keeps going. Flying with Trolt in hand, off, away. Gets to there on his turn. Loic, what do you do? Are you doing anything, Loic?
Yeah. I just had to check on the rules. Featherfall is a reaction to cast. So
Yep.
as he drags Trolt away, I'd like to cast that on Trolt.
Okay. Featherfall, is it just something that applies? I don't think it's something that just applies to him. It's something that you have to cast while they're falling, isn't it? Yeah, choose up to 5 falling creatures within range.
Okay. All right. Then I will follow up with that if this succeeds. I'm going to blast it with a bolt of lightning and try to get him to drop.
Okay. Now, I will ask you, as you are about to cast the lightning bolt, which is... What level is lightning bolt?
3.
3. What is giving you the ability to cast the first level spell of Featherfall as well?
Well, it wouldn't be on my turn. It would be a reaction.
True. So it would be done after your turn. No, fair enough. All right, okay. So you're firing the lightning bolt, which is straight through the air. The wyvern has to make the dexterity saving throw. It rolls a 7.
Nope.
So the wyvern takes 28 points of lightning damage. And let's see if it can keep hold of its target. It drops him.
Featherfall!
Okay. He immediately is caught by the Featherfall and will begin to slowly descend. Unfortunately, the ship is still moving forward, so he's going to slowly move back. Well, not slowly, but very quickly move back every turn. So I've got a whole bunch of wyverns that get to act now. One wyvern comes up to here and attempts to grapple Artir. So Artir, please roll me an athletics or acrobatics check, as it will roll a 21 to grapple you. Okay, it has hold of Artir and will fly off an additional 30 foot away from the ship.
I have you right where I want you.
Okay, another wyvern will make his way forward. This one will actually land on the ship in front of Aaron and will make 2 attacks. First one with its bite. That'll be a 26 to hit you, Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay, you take 12 points of piercing damage.
Baby, this nearly never happened.
Can wyverns see? Do they have dark vision?
You don't know.
Because all right, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, it's then going to rake at you with.
So
okay,
the darkness
I'm going to need
that
you
I
to
cast.
decide quickly.
No, sorry. I'm just reading the darkness that I cast. I just want to put this out there so everyone hears it. The darkness is a magical darkness which foils dark vision.
Yes.
So that's all. So if you're in that area, technically, I think I'm playing this wrong. If you're in that area, you shouldn't be able to see out of it either.
As you can see by the sphere, Aaron is just sticking out of it.
All right.
Okay. All right. So the claw attack is a 21 to hit
No, that fails.
because of the multi-attack defense.
Yeah.
Okay. It will then fly off. No, it can't. It used its full movement. Never mind. The next wyvern. This one is one that's been hit by you. Will fly up, and since the only creature it can see is Benny, who's flying the ship,
Benny!
it will grab Benny. It's a 21 to grab Benny. Let's see Benny's strength. He's a bulky guy. He's a strong guy.
Oh, that's an 18, isn't it? That's a cock dice.
Nope. All right. So he grabs hold of Benny and also flies off away from the ship.
Oh no!
The next wyvern. There's a lot of them, guys. Just saying.
Well, make sure there's a pension for your wife and kids, Benny. Goodbye.
It doesn't really see anything, so it'll actually latch onto the underside of the ship. So we will pretend this one is underneath the ship. Okay. Suspension of disbelief and all that.
Okay.
This wyvern will actually climb onto the back and start ripping away at the ballista. It's unable to get the ballista out this turn, but if it keeps pulling, it will do some damage. The next wyvern will fly in and also go underneath the ship. So this one is also out of line of sight right now, for the sake of things. So, Artir, you are in the clutches of a wyvern and slowly making your way further and further away from the ship. What do you do?
Do we know anything, or does Artir know whether or not wyverns are more bestial, or if they're similar to dragons in that they can speak and understand language?
Roll a nature check.
They're red wyverns, right? And none of us are wearing a red mask.
They are red wyverns, but wyverns aren't really chromatic in that form. They're just red for flavor. So the 14, you get a sense from it that it's purely bestial. There's not really much by way of intelligence coming off of it.
When the wyvern grabbed me and flew off, did it soar up, soar down, or stay at the same altitude?
Stayed at about the same altitude, and it started to bank off towards the right.
Okay, with my bonus action, I will rage, and with my regular action, I will swing at it twice as it's got me in its clutches.
Go ahead and attack. You're simply grappled. You're not really restrained or anything, so go ahead and attack.
I will do so recklessly to have advantage and get Great Weapon Master as well to -5 and +10.
Okay. So both of those do hit. Okay. So you cut the legs off of this thing, and it begins to spiral down to the ground. But so do you. You start falling.
So I clutch my ring, and I react and cast my one feather fall spell.
Okay. Gamel.
All right. So the one that's holding Benny, he doesn't look in very good shape, right?
That one looks barely touched.
And how about the one that's holding Tralt?
That one's taken a bit of a little bit of damage.
But he's also not holding Tralt.
True.
Right.
He's not holding Tralt anymore.
Oh, is Tralt's falling at this point?
Actually, Tralt has fallen 10 foot and traveled, because of the speed of things, back 50 foot. Top of the round, Artir does the same thing.
And
You would probably see that both of us aren't plummeting, though.
No, I'm trying to figure out if because I understand that Tralt has Featherfall and you have Featherfall, but I'm thinking if I shoot the guy that's carrying Benny and he starts falling, is there anything to stop Benny from being just a flat on the ground? Can I really quick? Well, no. You know what? Here's hoping. Is your eagle actually right there, Artir?
No.
No. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm going to shoot at the one carrying Benny.
Okay. A 13.
I should have advantage because he cannot see me unless he can see through my magic darkness.
True. Okay, so 38 points of piercing damage is enough to hit, and he will have to make a strength save to see if he can keep hold of his quarry. Which he succeeds, so he's still got hold of Benny.
I drop my musket, whip out my pistol, and shoot with my pistol. And I'm going to use a grip point to make it a violent shot.
All right. How long does your darkness last?
My darkness lasts... As an action, you create an area. Magic darkness radius from that point in a sphere within 10 feet. The light produced is second level or less unless suppressed by this area. It does not have an end.
Okay, but it's just the darkness spell.
I presume I have to keep my focus on Mastery of Light and Darkness. And if I change focus or choose to drop it, I can drop it.
Okay.
But it doesn't say.
That second shot, you used a grip point to get advantage, right?
I used a grip point to get violent shot. I should still have
shot.
advantage because I'm in the darkness.
Yep. Okay, so that works. So 36 points. Let's see if it can keep hold.
Plus, that should be plus 1d10, so it should be 42 points total.
2 points. Okay, he rolls a nat 1 on that. So rather than letting go, his foot blows completely off, dropping Benny. Anything else from you, Gamel?
Is anyone going to use reaction to that? All right, well, I'm going to use my action surge to shoot him twice more.
Okay.
Again, with my with my pistol, sharpshooter, grip point for violent shot. Oof.
That's a nat 1. No, because you got advantage, so 15. And a 15 hits.
Oh, huzzah. Plus the damage for an extra violent shot.
As the bullet explodes against the wyvern's chest, it begins to spiral and fall.
And then I'm going to use my last attack action to shoot the fellow up there who was holding Tralt.
Okay.
Same deal, grip point and etc.
Okay. So that will hit for 30 points.
37 points.
7 points.
And I am
Okay.
done.
All right. Osrin, what would you like to do? Muted.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so Theon's getting ready to get involved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to a better part of the ship, just move further down so I can get a clear shot of the one at the back of the ship, which is on the ballista at the moment, and just see if I can get a clean shot.
Okay.
What was that?
What was that?
That was Theon's
No,
initiative.
I rolled it up top.
Oh, you did? Okay, so
Yeah,
what
19.
was it again? 19, okay.
Okay.
So am I sharpshooter?
Okay, so you're firing at the one at the back of the ship.
Firing at the one at the back.
Do you want to spend another?
I'm going to
Spend
use the longbow of life seeking
Another charge on that.
and do a charge on that one, because the one I had to charge on's now gone. So just spend another charge on a longbow sharp. Yeah.
Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter. Yeah.
Sharpshooter. So you have advantage on it.
Yeah.
21.
That'll hit for 24. Anything else from you, Osrin?
And yeah, you
Can I go back into cover?
You need to tell Theon to attack that thing.
Yeah. So I want Theon to come out, and because he's on the ballista, like Theon, if he can, try and attack it. So I'd like to set my little wolf on him.
Okay,
If you
what's your
can.
wolf's movement speed?
40 feet.
40 feet. He can get there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be on his initiative. He's got his own initiative, so you
Yeah.
do the orders
Sorry.
and then come in on this initiative.
Okay, so Aaron.
All right, so Aaron's going to be like, God, I hate using the bow. Drops the bow. Big sword, great sword out. Digging in.
Okay.
With Terminus. Oh, well, crap. Hold up. I've still got the old stats on it. From last week. Still doing giant hits.
I think we'd notice.
Ooh.
So that'll hit.
Yeah. And I'm going to do a superiority dice on that.
Okay. Good solid 1.
Yeah. Been really good for me today.
Anything else?
Second attack.
Come on, look good in front of me.
Oh, no. Not that. 14.
A 14 hits.
I'm feeling a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, his damage output is nothing like it used to be.
I
Maybe
think
you
he
should have-
likes me.
Maybe, Aaron,
I'll
you
spend-
should have kept that blessing.
I have got that blessing.
I had that blessing, didn't I?
I've still got the blessing. The
No,
Colossus.
I mean your lycanthropy.
Oh, for lycanthropy.
No,
Oh,
so
there we
you
go.
wouldn't get none.
There we go.
It's more like it. All right, so slashing away as harsh as you can, you just tear into this creature. It screams in pain. Anything else?
Action surge.
Okay.
Oh, I've got something up close and personal. Come on, give me a 25.
25 will hit, yeah. Okay.
Another sub dice. I'll do fours. Last hit with Terminus. Do you know what? Screw it. I'll make it a Great Weapon Master.
Okay, go ahead.
20.
Yep. Right.
I'll tell you what. No, that's correct damage.
So 46 points of damage. All right. With this last swing, how did you get 46?
No, that's not right.
66. Go ahead. I'm going to halve that. Oh, no.
It's
third.
It's 15. 25
Okay.
plus 2. The 27.
46.
What you had
20. It's 27.
27.
Yeah, no, it's still got the dragon damage.
Still got the dragon.
Dragon
Okay.
damage.
So you cut further into this thing. It's looking very beat up, but it's still alive. Anything else from you, Erin, before we move over to the pet wolf needs a name?
Theon.
Jan. For some reason, it still says pet wolf needs a name.
Maybe you moved it over.
So,
all right.
Theon.
Okay.
Does that mean so?
All right, man. So
You guys should have control over him and his character.
Yeah.
He's going to run up into his face and claw him.
Yeah, I wanted to claw him.
Oh, bite. Why was attack?
Do whatever he
He's
can
got
do.
a bite. He's got.
Yeah. But I just don't want to lose him off the ship, obviously.
Sorry, you can bring him back. You can bring him back.
Doesn't matter, I don't want to lose him. He's my pet, alright?
Okay.
He's been there longer than you have, so.
Which is kind of true. I mean,
Exactly what I mean.
all
More
right.
reliable than you've been.
All right. So
Go ahead and roll
bite
the
action.
attack.
Yeah.
All right. As it bites down on the wyvern, that will hit for 11 points of piercing damage.
All right. If the
Good
target
boy.
is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 14 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay. Let's see it. That is a 8. So he runs up, bites onto the neck of this wyvern, and then just yanks it to knock it down onto the ground.
Oh, such
He's a good little doggy.
He's good, isn't he?
Okay. Anything else from Theon?
So is that one now dead?
No, it's just.
No, it's just okay.
On
I'm
the
gonna
floor.
keep him there then for now because he can put him back down if he needs to. So we'll keep him there.
Okay. What would Danric do?
He is in this pitch black area. He can't see anything. He can hear all the combat going on around him. And he's not sure what's going on, so he's just going to start playing the instrument of the bars that he has left, and is just hoping for the best.
Okay. So if that's it, then the wyverns start their turn. This wyvern that was at the top is just going to recklessly fly into the darkness and try and attack the center of it. It has disadvantage on the attacks. So here
Does
goes.
that provoke some sort of opportunity attack since I can see him move into my range and he cannot?
No. Unless you have Polearm Master, which you don't.
No.
All right, so with disadvantage, that's a 19 to hit you.
That will miss me in my armor. My AC is a 20.
Okay. Then he swings with his claws. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so disadvantage is a 23.
Oh, he gets me.
Okay. You take 16 points of slashing damage. And do you have to roll concentration on your darkness?
It does not say so. It doesn't say so. No.
But does the ability allow you to cast darkness? Is that what the ability?
No, it says as an action you create an area of darkness.
Okay.
And then the converse, I can also do light, and that one does require concentration.
Then I would say that this one also should require. If creating light and removing light does that.
Sure.
So concentration check, please. So Constitution.
I believe I did read Crawford weigh in on that, and he said it was supposed to be the exact same, the duration and the same description for darkness as it was light.
Yeah, cool. So you are able to keep hold of it. It will then, seeing as it struggled a little bit, it's actually going to fly away.
Now it provokes an attack of opportunity.
Yes. Do you have blind sight?
Myself?
Yeah.
While focused on this discipline, natural magical darkness within 30 feet of me have no effect on my vision.
Okay, so go ahead and attack it.
And I guess I have a pistol in my hand, so I have to use that instead of.
Go ahead. Okay, so that'll hit for 24 points of piercing. All right, so that's that wyvern's turn done. He will move. He'll stay in that position. So, Loic, what you gonna do?
All right, I will poke my head out of the darkness here. Benny, has he gone beyond 60 feet?
He has fallen at a very fast pace. So what's his distance to you right now? 35. Yeah, he's more than 60 foot away from you.
Benny's dead.
Okay.
I can't.
Well, we're still.
I can no longer.
Well, so let me ask, because I shot him out at the top of the round. We're still in the same round, right?
No, you shot him in the previous round because at the top of the round, I've been pulling everyone down that is floating. So after you had shot him, then the round after, he started to fall. No, did he?
We're still in that round because I shot and killed them, and that's the last thing I did.
Yep. So he's still in this round. He has fallen though, because you instantly start falling.
Sure.
Question is it within 60 feet?
No.
No. Okay. So I will still do this, but my target will be different.
Okay.
As far as I know, neither of these guys, Artier doesn't have any way of flying besides Zeppa. That's his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be casting telekinesis.
Okay. You gain the ability to move or manipulate creatures or objects by thought.
And so
you can try to move a huge or smaller creature.
Yeah, but if they're not resistant to it, then it just works. That's been our house rule since.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Yep.
So I'll cast it on Artier, and I will pull him onto the ship.
How much distance, like movement speed?
Within 60 feet. Movement is 30.
Cast it on Troll and
30.
Throw him at Benny.
I can't throw with this.
All right, so you are able to position him back on the ship.
Good. And then I will dip back into the darkness.
Okay. All right, we have another group of wyverns. The first one is going to lash out at Aaron, since he's right there. That is a 23 to grapple you, Aaron. I need an athletics or an acrobatics check to contest the grapple.
Yes.
Okay, so you succeed. That's for that. The next wyvern. I didn't hear that. Sorry, I missed that.
So
Will pop up.
he had a little whisper of Aaron's super strong.
Okay. The next wyvern will come up, seeing that his friend has failed, and will do the same thing and roll a athletics or acrobatics, please, Aaron. That's a 24.
That was a 30.
30. Okay. In which case, the wyvern that is prone will use half its movement, which is 40 foot, so that's a considerable amount, to stand up, and then it will grapple the dog. So that's a 22 to grapple the dog. I need an athletics or an acrobatics check from Theon.
Okay. Okay. Oh no.
He doesn't have I haven't got those as stats.
Then
so
either do
dex.
straight strength or dex.
Yeah, we'll do straight dex.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh,
Go on. Oh no, we got the wrong one.
All right. So the wyvern picks up Theon and begins to move the rest of its movement 40 foot away. And before you say so, you are falling, which means you're prone. You are on the ship, but you are prone. So,
As he moved away, I took my opportunity attack.
you do hit, but you did have disadvantage because you were falling and you've been grabbed. So you're not like vertical standing, you're on the floor. So 15 points of slashing damage. Let's see if it can keep hold of.
Should I
That's able to keep hold of Theon as it flies away. It has Theon in its hands. Okay, the next wyvern will pop up from below the deck and reach for Osrin. I need Osrin to roll an athletics or an acrobatics check, please.
Okay.
And he rolls a 22.
That one. Okay. All right.
You're grabbed by its feet,
Okay.
and it will use its entire movement.
I know. Okay. Actually, that might not be. Oh God, how far am I going?
It's okay. You got flying boots. It's okay.
You got flying boots. Artir, what would you like to do?
I will stand up.
Okay.
I will run down these stairs and attack this wyvern. I presume, no need to do so recklessly because I have flanking.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Then I will do that with Great Weapon Master.
Go ahead and roll the damage for the first one. Yeah, so you cut the head clean off the dragon as it's rearing up to go in for another attack. Off comes its head.
Excellent. Then I will continue moving and do the same with the next fellow.
Okay.
Do we want to? I'm not flanking
We'll
anymore.
take.
So
No, but we'll take the 20, so that works. So go ahead and roll the damage for the next one. Another 24. Okay.
and I get a bonus attack for the kill.
Yep. Unfortunately, that misses.
Very well.
So, top of the round, those creatures that are not being held up will move an additional 50 foot backwards because of free fall. And you guys are moving. And yeah, Benny's long gone.
Wait for it.
Some
maybe.
poor individual in the village of Tribor is going to get a nasty shock. All right, top of the round, Gamel.
Does this ballista have a rope on it?
The back one is a ballista. The front one is a harpoon.
All right. You say Benny's gone. Bear with me. Can I drop my darkness, whip around that harpoon, and shoot Benny?
Yes, you can. Let me see what we've got about the actual shot. Okay. So the harpoon gun. You will need to make a dexterity. Well, you've got proficiency in this, so because it's this kind of weapon. It's a difficult shot because of just the way that the harpoon gun is positioned. You would have to literally get up onto the front and fire backwards. Difficult, but go ahead and fire with disadvantage. It's D20 plus your dex plus your proficiency modifier. So if you already have a macro that's like that, it will work.
D20 plus dex plus proficiency.
Yep. Okay, so that hits.
I really hope I got him through like the leg and not through the head. It's going to depend on the damage I do.
As his stomach is impaled with the harpoon gun, you hear a distant scream as, good job, you just killed Benny.
No, you only had 15 hit points?
He's a commoner. He has like 3. What is it? Yeah.
Wait, did I kill him or he's got death saving throws?
He's an
Also,
NPC. He dies.
Is there any possibility that it could have hit him in a limb instead of piercing through his heart?
Oh, I mean,
I did roll a 27. I was trying to aim real good.
If you got him in the leg or the thigh, he could still get reeled up and make it, and he'd have a peg leg, and it would be hilarious.
If he dies, he dies. But clearly, Gambler's trying to save him.
I know you're trying to help. You really are, and it was a good effort. Unfortunately, you have effectively fished for Benny and successfully caught him. But when you reel him in, there is no life in him.
Shot Benny with harpoon. Bring him back.
Well, it was either that or it hit the ground and splatter everywhere.
At least some poor individual farming won't get crushed.
That's right.
Right.
I'm done.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Osrin, you're trapped in the wyvern's hands. It's kind of grabbed you around the back. You're grappled, but you can still do all of your normal actions except move.
Okay. Can Theon see me at the moment?
Yes, he can.
Okay, so if I attack,
he will be able to use his reaction.
Right, okay, so we can both have a go at the same time. So in that case, I'm going to use my last charge on this one. And take a shot with that. Yeah.
Okay, you have disadvantage because of the position that you're in.
Yeah.
And the attack, but go ahead and make the attack.
Okay.
I've got advantage because of taking the charge on the bow, so it should be.
It cancels out and it's just ordinary.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. That'll hit for 9 points. And then Theon gets to make an attack.
Yeah. Okay. How did I do that?
And it manages to keep hold of you.
Theon.
That'll hit. It's a nice, powerful attack.
Yeah.
And
he has to make a strength saving throw to see if he goes prone again.
No, it doesn't work that way. While a creature is flying, you can't knock it prone. Okay, you can, but so he bites at the leg flinches and drops him.
Could I get out of being held at the moment? Because I've got my boots, so I want to fly to save him.
It would be your action to be able to get out of the grapple. Unfortunately, you used your action to attack.
Okay.
So, is there anything else you would do?
Is there anywhere I can save him? Doesn't matter. I'd like to shout at Aaron.
You could try to use a harpoon gun, but that might not work out very well.
You do have.
More hit points than Captain Benny does.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm just not too impressed with Aaron at the moment because I've got to blame somebody. So.
It's okay, Erin. Your wife and her dog have just gone overboard, and you heard a whimper as the dog is now falling. What do you do, Erin?
Have I seen that?
No, because they've dropped back.
And the globe of darkness and the fire pit in the way.
You look around briefly, and you can very quickly see that Osrin is not there.
Okay.
I'm your wife. You should have a sixth sense that I'm not there.
Does Aaron see her anywhere?
Roll a perception check. With advantage because of your sixth sense. All right, so a 20. You do see Osrin flailing about as she is being carried off by a wyvern.
All right. Aaron will break off.
Yes.
Right. Let's see.
You don't have to, but you know.
All right.
Would you leave me out there?
You're gonna attack me here, aren't you?
No.
Okay. So the wyvern is going to attack. It's actually going to attempt to grapple you as you run away. That is a natural 20, a 24 in total.
Okay, natural 20s don't count for check.
Nope, they don't.
That'll do.
Let's see what you do. 28. Okay, so you managed to run out without being grappled. What are you doing?
Okay. I want to grab the magic carpet out from my bag of holding.
Okay.
As my action, and flick it out in front of me, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to dash and try and knock it out behind.
Okay, so you leap off the boat into the air with the magic carpet. Let's hope it's still whole. All right, that's it for Aaron. The wolf is just plummeting. Danric. The boat's getting pretty empty.
Is the darkness still there?
No, it's not.
All right, yes, he will see the boat is mostly empty, and he will look at Loic and say, "You can save him, right?" And he'll play a song, just and
I suddenly
inspire.
feel inspired to.
If anyone can do it, you can.
Mm-hmm. You hear distant chanting of Loic, Roper, and then every name you have ever called yourself seems to just echo in your mind. You are inspired. Go ahead and add that 1d8 to whatever inspiration allows you to do. Attacks and saving throws, I believe. So what would you, that's Danric. We have a wyvern that, now that it can see, is going to run straight in for Loic. That'll be an athletics or acrobatics check from Loic against a 22. You just swat it away. All right. That'll end his turn because he will stay there.
Down, boy.
Loic, it's your turn.
The inspiration is for an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Okay. What would you like to do, Loic?
Can't Misty Step and then cast a spell, can you?
Nope. Because Misty Step is second level.
Mm-hmm.
Or first. Second.
Second. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. I will Misty Step just because I can't be next to this guy. So we'll go over here, and I will wrap my tentacle into the
Okay.
into the ballista. Yeah. and
Yep.
hold on to it. And I suppose I will simply shoot one of the wyverns. We'll go with this one that just tried to get me with a cantrip.
Okay. Which of your cantrips?
Frost.
A powerful frost shot. It just seems to freeze the entire thing into one solid block of wyvern ice cream as it freezes instantly on the spot. Nice. Anything else from you, Loic?
I think it's it. I think that's all I can do.
Okay. The wyvern next to Aaron will reach out and grab the little man next to him. I need an athletics or an acrobatics check from Danric against an 18.
That's Danric.
Okay. Yep, Danric manages to successfully dodge it. All right.
Oh, the little halfling nimbly dodging out of the way.
So next is the wyvern that had dropped the wolf. Will rush down and go for Aaron.
I was going to go for Aaron. Oh,
Yep.
nice.
It's going to focus on Aaron. I need to see how smart this wyvern is. Not very. Okay, so it's going to attack you, not the carpet. Phew. It's going
It's
to...
magical. It's not damageable.
No, but it could steal it from you. It's going to grapple you. or at
Take
least
the carpet
attempt
out
to.
from under me.
That's a 23
What?
on a grapple.
Another grapple check?
Yep, so athletics or acrobatics.
No!
Ooh.
You are now grappled by the wyvern. It will then immediately fly off.
Can I get some sort of reaction to try and grab the carpet in my feet?
You can still keep hold of the carpet. Well, were you holding on to it, or were you just sat on it?
Yeah, I can imagine I was doing that with it. I did say I was doing that
That's
with
what I imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still holding on to it, but you just don't have any speed now because you grappled. And instead of, although the map shows that it's flying towards Osrin, he is flying further down, but still in the same general direction. All right, that's the wyvern done. The wyvern with Osrin on it will continue to fly further away from the ship as the ship continues to make its way off the map. Artir, what would you like to do?
I will attack recklessly at the remaining wyvern in the ship.
Okay.
Great weapon master. And I will choose the correct sheet to do so.
.23 will definitely hit. So 28. And then the next one is 34, 33. Powerful swings. This thing is almost dead. Anything else?
With the crit, I will take one more shot.
Yep. Another hit. Another solid swing. And that will actually be enough to finish the thing off. Its body just falls limply off the side of the boat.
I will start running to the back of the ship. As I'm running, I will yell, "Loic, can you make me fly?"
Okay. All right. Then at the end of that turn, as all those that are currently falling continue to fall out of sight, the ship continues to move forward. We're actually going to take a break there, guys. And we'll see what happens to Osrin and Erin, who are flying off on their own. Be back in 15 minutes when we will resume where we left off. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, welcome back everyone after the break. Rested and refreshed, we are ready to kick straight into the action. So, quick brief recap. While the ship was flying south towards Waterdeep away from Mirabar, a group of wyverns fly in, grab members of the group, and immediately start flying back towards Mirabar, towards the north, effectively. In the thrill of battle, people were thrown overboard. Friendly captains by the name of Benny were shot with a rescue attempt and killed
with the best
instantly.
of intentions.
Yep.
How much XP do I get for that, by the way?
You get cursed, my friend.
No.
So along with that current state of situations, still remaining on the boat is Danrik and Gamel up by the harpoon at the front end. Artir and Loic at the very back of the boat, watching their friends falling or flying off in the distance, getting ready to leap off after them. Falling aimlessly, flapping his legs as much as he can, as the wind just rushes past him, blacking out from just the force of everything, is Theon, the wolf companion, as it continues to plummet. Started out at about 500 foot away from the air. Would that be the height? No, you've been traveling at like 500 miles, more like. How high were you guys flying?
We were
Not
keeping
500
low.
miles.
We said
500 miles is
we did
space.
say we were flying quite low.
You were flying quite low, so we'll say about 500 foot off the ground. So he's plummeted down now.
Just
about
ask
200.
Benny. I'm sure he knows.
Benny never reached the floor. So he's plummeted down 100 foot by now, and he's picked up quite a bit of speed. However, adversely, you have your friend, Trolt, who thankfully, due to the feather fall, is just floating slowly down to the ground, getting further and further away from your ship as it moves away. But Eren and Osrin are still in the clutches of the wyverns as they are flying back towards the north. What are you guys all doing at this situation? We are out of initiative. It's more the creative, dynamic chase scene. What's going on?
Basically, as Artir was running towards the back of the ship, and he says, Loic, can you make me fly? Loic unravels his tentacle from the ballista and then gives him a little back smack, and then him and Artir both leap off the back of the ship in pursuit of Eren and Osrin.
Okay, so a big swan dive out into the sky, and you soar off.
Wow.
You going towards Eren and Osrin, ignoring the dog.
Well,
okay.
if it's between the two.
It's dropped quite considerably. You
I'll go
have
for the
to
dog.
Either go.
I'll go for the dog.
So Artir is going for the dog. Loic is going for Eren and Osrin. Gamel, what are you doing with Danrik?
Gamel tells Danrik to wind in the harpoon. He runs to the back. I'm going to shoot one shot off at the guy holding Eren, just with my pistol. And then I'm going to take the helm and begin to bring that sucker around and bring it about, as it were.
Okay. Go ahead and
if
fire
we can
that shot.
sweep in and catch Halt as he's falling, great. But if not, we'll just keep going. So
41 points. That is enough to kill the wyvern that is holding Eren. Eren begins to plummet. I need you to roll a dexterity save, Eren, to see how quickly.
I'm still holding the carpet.
I know you're holding the carpet, but you've got to kind of get it into position, free falling, twisting, and getting it to activate. Go ahead and roll a dex save. Okay. It takes you a while to really get to grips with it. You drop quite considerably away from Osrin. You were already headed down, but now you're moving to the ground. You will be able to save yourself, but you're separated even more. Osrin, what are you doing? You've seen Eren drop.
Danrik sings a song up front a little bit about a death dirge for Benny.
I am distraught. I'm really upset, but I know that I'm also in a bit of a situation myself. So part of me's feeling as though I want to be able to fly to him, to get him. Even though he's got the carpet, I don't know if he's going to be able to actually save himself. So I want to be able to fly down to him, but I need to get loose first. So I would need to make an attack on the wyvern. Yeah.
You can try to ungrapple.
Can I try to before I take an attack?
Well, you either take the attack or you try to break free.
Yeah. You get to choose between the two.
Okay.
And thinking about it, when you make the attack, because you are a ranged combatant and you're in melee range, you have disadvantage on the attack. However, breaking out of the grapple is just a straight normal attack, so you don't have disadvantage. So it's a little bit better in your favor to attempt to break out. However, you're breaking out, you have to roll an athletics check.
Okay. I'll try and break out.
All right.
You're plus 8 athletics.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. So I have to kick that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. You tear its talons from your arm and begin to drop.
Okay. But I can fly because I have my flying boots. So I will fly towards Erin.
You can use a bonus action dash.
Can I use a bonus dash?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll dash towards Erin.
Okay, so your speed is doubled, and you just move straight for Erin. You're able to catch up to him very quickly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Loic is headed towards your location, and Artir is headed towards the dog. The last living wyvern will attempt to come down and grapple the two of you.
Well, I'm going to try to stop him.
What are you going to do?
Let's go with a... Well, first of all, let's go with Aurasight as a bonus action to see whether or not they're immune to fire. Just tell me if they're immune to fire.
Nope.
Okay, then I will fireball them with the Staff of Fire.
Okay. So, Dex save. 0 modifier, that's a 14, so he fails. He takes 23 points of fire damage. He's still alive. Barely though, and is still able to act. So he will attempt to grapple and wrest Erin from the couple. So Erin, I need an athletics or an acrobatics check, please.
Meanwhile,
Okay,
Artir is
fails.
flying at 120 feet per round towards the dog.
Towards the dog, yep. It fails that attempt. At about the same time now, Artir is able to scoop up the dog. It has fallen unconscious just from the sheer shock of the situation, but it is still alive. You can feel its heartbeat quite easily. Gamel, the ship, is now listing to turn around and start heading back towards the individuals.
Like I say, we're just gonna, if I can, we're gonna adjust the height and altitude to maybe catch Tralt before he hits the ground. If that's not possible, he'll be okay on the ground for a little bit. We can come back later.
With how slow he's falling, yeah, you can do that. No problem.
Great.
So you
just tell him to grab the balloon.
Him. He just lands nice and calmly onto the ship as you then pick up the speed, using one of the people working below to kick the air elemental into second gear and pick up speed on the ship. After a couple seconds, you all able to fly in your own right. Osrin with her boots, Erin with the carpet, Artir and Loic because of the spell. You all managed to group back together on the ship. Who is going to attempt to make the final blow on the last wyvern?
Well, Erin has him on him at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to roll on my back and try and thrust up.
Before he does that, I was gonna see if I could telepathically communicate and ask why, just in the case that it did know a language.
Okay. You push into its mind. Nothing.
Okay. Proceed.
I can attack.
Go ahead and attack it. That'll hit. 23 hits. Go ahead and roll the damage. And 14, are you going to roll anything with that?
Yeah, why not?
There we go, 18 points. That is enough to finish off the wyvern. Its body goes limp, kind of knocks you a little bit as the carpet shifts with the way that it falls, but Osrin is there to help you.
No, I'm as Osrin's like coming down, I'm just gonna, because I'm laying on my back, I'm then just gonna grab her into a hug and just sit there and give her a kiss and go, "It's fun, ain't it?"
She rolls her eyes. Okay.
We're all right. We're okay. We're okay.
With the last of these destroyed,
Perfectly safe.
you all make your way back up to the ship, or the ship makes its way closer to you, either or. Rested but sad, as Danric has pulled Benny on board.
Oh, poor Benny.
The harpoon goes straight through his stomach, out the other side. You can see bits of his intestines wrapped around the actual
Oh, that's
bolt.
gonna smell.
It's quite nasty.
It's gonna
A
smell
look of
bitter.
horror just stuck on his face. What are you doing with Benny's body? And who's telling the crew?
I'm going to make sure the crew doesn't see this. So we're just clearing
Well, I
up.
can do that. I can do
yeah,
that.
Right. Yeah.
Let me run downstairs because
Remember, the wyverns got him.
Well, I'll just run down
Take
and because I want to go and check on. I'll use baby as an excuse, so I'll go and check on Duon. And as I run down, I'll just say, look, can you all just stay here for a bit, and I'll keep everybody like below deck for the time being.
And I'll be like, to Gamel, nice shot.
Danric, not knowing any better,
I was aiming for his leg.
Danric will cast Spare the Dying on Benny.
On him? Yep.
Let's see. Let me just put that out
What
there.
does that do?
Because with his clerical whatnot, he will. This will be his rite of passage if he dies. If not, he's stabilized and he'll come back. We don't know.
His body is stabilized, but there's a big hole in his stomach. So unfortunately, Benny is long gone. The life has passed on. He's hopefully in a better place.
I'm gonna crouch over him and kind of clean him up, put all of his innards back, and prestidigitate his face clean, and pull off his coat and put it over him. Close his eyes, relax his face.
I was going to take the gold off it.
The 80 gold we gave him already to fly us.
Because it makes a dent in your financial situation.
To pay the crew with.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
you don't want the crew money to get lost. That's right.
Oh. How much has he got on him?
You take the 80 gold that you paid him.
Okay.
If you look for more, you might find more. But would you look for more?
Yeah.
Okay, you find an additional 100 gold pieces.
Oh,
That's the crew money as far as I'm concerned.
well, if he's got a wife and kids, got to make sure he gets them back. This is the part where our adventure turns into a game of cross-planar travel, trying to save his soul and bring Benny back. Bring back the NPC.
Bring back Benny.
So,
Triple B campaign.
by now, Osrin, you have a lot of the crew coming up to you and just like, what happened? What? We heard a lot of screaming, a lot of shouting, a lot of explosions. What happened?
So I just try and calm them down and just explain to them, look, we were attacked, and I'll tell them, I'll be honest with them, because I wouldn't lie about the amount of wyverns, but I think I'll tell them that unfortunately there has been an incident with your captain.
Look at me, you're doing it.
I know, no, okay, so
There are a couple of wyverns on the deck, right? Like there's some bodies on the deck right
There
now.
are bodies on the deck.
there's bodies on, so I would just prepare them, just say, I don't think you should go up there right now, but unfortunately we have lost, and I would tell them who they've lost. But suggest they stay back downstairs, but equally I'm not going to try and control them because it's their ship, it's their captain. They've got a right if they want to kind
Our
of go up.
ship, they're all right.
Fair
We
enough.
hired
But it's
them.
their crew, I'm
Sure.
being respectful
It's
of
their
that.
captain.
Yeah. and I'm gonna just kind of tell them their thing, but I'm gonna go and check on junior and senior and check that that's my priority really.
Okay.
So
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
okay.
See how well they listen to you.
I don't know what I do. That one.
You broke D&D.
I did. I hit a button. I shouldn't have.
You've got
No,
that
one. Yeah.
Ooh.
All of them immediately rush past you and tear forward up onto the top deck.
John, I tried
It was
to warn you.
it was a valiant attempt, but they all rush up at about the same time as, well, just after Loic has carefully covered him and is cleaning him up and taking care of him. So at least he looks presentable and doesn't still have a harpoon stuck out of him.
Who's the second mate?
That was Melissa, wasn't it?
Yes, Melissa.
Congratulations, Melissa. You're the captain now. Gamel does not say that.
She looks around all of you with a stern, absolute look on her face. Right. Back to Waterdeep. We must pay our proper respects to our captain, and then our contract is done.
Aaron will hand the coinage to her.
Very well. Thank you. And we appreciate... are you giving them the extra 100 that you also found on him?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this is probably for his wife and family.
Did he have a wife and family? Gamel asks.
I don't know his backstory, and if it's not, then it's to the family would be his crew, I'd imagine.
He has people that he cares about, and I will let them know of your donation towards them.
Okay. But know that he died valiantly fighting these wyverns to protect you and the crew.
Very well. We're not going to ever get on board a ship like this again. We appreciate your employment, but it will be terminated as soon as we land. All right. She kicks everyone back into gear, and they go back into the ship, focusing on getting this ship as quickly as possible to Waterdeep.
Gamel, feeling a little guilty, a little stoic, he's gonna take the helm, and he's gonna stand there because he doesn't have to take a break. So he will just man the helm so no one else can get taken away, and he will quietly do that without making much noise for the rest of the night. And then when the crew unloads, he'll give 200 gold to Melissa as like a pension fund for Benny and such, and hazard pay, just personally, to assuage his guilt.
Okay. Perfect. You've got to head off. Is that right?
Yeah, I got to run. So that's what Gamel's going to do the rest of the night if something comes up.
Okay, cool. We will see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Keep on.
Bye, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
All right. And then there were 4. So it takes you another day and a half to finally reach Waterdeep. What else are you doing?
Okay, this is the point at which I would like to run off and do Loic things. Artier, you also had stuff. Do any of these can any of these things be handled in Silvery Moon, Long Saddle, or would you like to get to Waterdeep early?
As far as the things I was planning to do when we got to Waterdeep, I suppose these things could be done in other locations. What I am seeking a fast route to get back to Tethir. In what I believe the fastest method would be some sort of transportation circle. If where you are going, you can find a circle to either somewhere in the county of Morning Gold, where is my temple my paladin order. That would be ideal. If not, the capital city of Deramar. This would be a
Silvery Moon in the Vault of Sages would probably have a transportation circle to the capital of Tethir. I don't know about Mortinggold. I've never heard of it.
The capital, definitely.
If you can find a circle to either one of these, I would appreciate it. I think the other things that I need to do would be best or most easily accomplished in Waterdeep.
All right. So where are you going, Loic?
So first, I'm going to use the cubic gate to return to Arborea and reclaim the flask.
Okay. Doing so, you've got to obviously find the location of it.
Well,
because you told
Angaste.
to take it and put it in a safe place. How
I
are
told
you
her
going to find
specifically. No, I told her specifically where to put it. I told her to
okay.
bury it underneath the pond in her happy hunting ground.
Okay. So you go to find it. You'll be able to do it. It's not difficult. You will notice that you are being watched.
That's okay. I knew
but
that.
no one seems to bother you. It's a fun little trip. It takes you about an hour to do everything you need to in there and reclaim the flask. The empty flask, right?
Well, it was feeling magical before, but that we didn't know what was up with it, if there was anything in it.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'll wave goodbye to Arborea. You're like, if you guys need me, you know where to find me.
Go ahead and roll a charisma save or a wisdom save. As you have been here a few times.
I'll be using my inspiration for this, maybe.
Okay, you're fine. You are able to leave the wonderful heavenly place of Arborea. And where are you going from there?
From
It's
there,
heaven to someone.
From there, I'm going to Long Saddle.
Long Saddle. Okay. So 1 hour has gone by. What are you doing in Long Saddle?
I am here to pick up my armor.
Yes. Which armor was that you purchased?
I'm calling it Armor of the Planewalker.
Okay.
And it is a very rare item, +1 to AC, dark vision 120 feet, 5 charges to cast protection from good and evil, lasts for full duration, which is 10 minutes. Without concentration, recharges 1d4 +1 at dawn. Its cost, bartered by the original deal, was brokered by Kellen, who got me a really good price for 20,000 gold. I told them before I would be willing to swap the Robe of Eyes. That was going to fetch 13,000. But since then, I would like to turn their attention to this thing that I have that is quite interesting that I have found along the way, and that is the Deck of Many Things.
Okay. You're going to give the Harpers of Long Saddle a Deck of Many Things.
I am an agent of chaos.
Can I ask something before we sort this out? Would you have told us you're going to see the Harpers?
If you were interested in asking.
I would have wondered where you were going. Because if you were going to see the Harpers, Aaron would have a letter for them.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know then that the idea was to do Arborea Long Saddle next to Silvery Moon and then back around to Waterdeep.
Okay. Aaron would ask you to pass a letter on, which I will then discuss with Aaron later.
Okay. All right. So you make it to Long Saddle, and are you attempting to sell the Deck of Many Things?
I want to trade them point blank, the Deck of Many Things, for the Armor of the Planeswalker.
Okay.
Which is a legendary versus...
Yeah. You already gave up the Robe of Eyes, though, for this payment, right? Or
well, I'm still wearing it. I told them that I
right.
use it. So you have it when I come back. But since then, I found this. Maybe you're more interested in this, which you probably are.
Okay. The individuals that you speak to immediately recognize what that is. They're very interested in it. And so they will actually trade it completely. They will take
Great.
the deck of many things and give you the armor. And how quickly do you run away from them?
Quick enough so that they can't use any cards on me. No, you have to pull it yourself, don't you? So I will refuse to experiment with it myself. Say part of the reason why I'm giving it to you is that. But I will casually walk away after that
Okay.
and head to Silvery Moon.
Okay. Cool. So, let's see what happens to him. Hang on, where is the... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. It's the fates. Okay. So, as he pulls out a card, the card he pulls is the fates. Reality's fabric unravels and spins anew, allowing him to avoid or erase one event as if it never happened. You can use the card's magic as soon as you draw the card or at any other time before you die. He has pulled that, and who knows what point in history he will change. He's a Harple. It could be anything. Okay.
My job here is done.
So you use the cubic gate. How many charges you're using now?
It's not the cubic gate. This
no.
From Long Saddle to Silvery Moon Waterdeep with teleportation. So I'll take a rest when I get to Silvery Moon. And I'll probably talk to my family and catch them up.
All right. What are you doing in Silvery Moon?
Going to the Vault of Sages to pick up a teleportation circle to Tethir, the main city.
Okay.
What was it called, Carl?
Deramar.
Deramar, yeah.
Yep. They will sell it to you for a grand total of 300 gold.
That's reasonable.
Okay. And anything else in Silvery Moon?
I'll be picking up Pete.
You'll be picking up Pete.
It's time.
Guess what? Pete it's been, I think, an additional 3 months since you last met him.
Right.
So let me see. I've got to remember where. I can't look in the table of contents for Pete. Baby Basilisk. That was found near Blingdenstone.
So it's been like a year and a half?
It's been about a year and a half since you first hatched your little pet basilisk.
If I can't ride him yet, I'm not going to take him.
Okay, year and a half. He is an adult. You have a pet basilisk with a set of goggles that allows him to control himself, whether or not his petrification gaze. Hey. Okay, so Loic is now riding a basilisk.
Yep. And then I'll say hi to the family, tell them where I've been, give Galena some more stories to write, tell them to leave out our names specifically, and then hop over to Waterdeep and wait for my peoples.
Okay. Your sister mentions that someone was looking for you, and your stepfather says the same thing, but you can see obvious concern in his face as the individual he describes is, in his terms, very unscrupulous individual. Dark clothing, long white hair, dark skin, definitely a drow. Didn't match the descriptions that you know of for Jarl Axel, so it must be some other drow that has come to your home looking for you. It was only about a week ago. So
I inform them, never tell anybody that I return here, ever. I want to keep you guys way off the radar. So you guys have disowned me, virtually, as far as they're concerned. I love you guys, and I know you love me. And I will return, for sure. but because I'm playing on such a large scale now, I'm up there with the likes of Brunner and Driss. And so, yeah, we got to stay safe. If anybody does business with me, they know to contact me. They know this.
Okay.
And there are methods that we use to do so. So anyone who's looking for me that doesn't know about these methods is out of luck.
Very well. Very well. So you then leave. You rest a little bit, recuperate what spell slots you need. How long are you resting?
Short rest. So I'll just
Short
be
rest.
using my arcane.
Okay. So
Blah,
okay,
blah.
recovery. Yep.
Yeah.
So in total, an hour in Arborea, an hour in Long Saddle, an hour in Silver Moon, more or less. We'll make it 2, actually, because you rest for an hour. So that's 4 hours so far. Where else are you going?
Waterdeep, and then that's it. I'm gonna get a room there and sleep. And that way, when they get here tomorrow or on the midnight, whenever, I'll be fully recharged.
Okay. Would you like to arrange a room in Waterdeep or at the Hunters Guild, because you know where the lodge is?
I'll go with the Hunters Guild. That seems safer.
Okay. So you go there. Gora recognizes you and gives you the same room, even the same bunk. It's still free. No one else is using that room. All right.
Still smells like me.
The rest of the group, because it's only been, what, a day? Well, no, it's been a couple days, but it's not been long. The rest of the group, you will take an additional 24 hours to reach Waterdeep compared to the 5 hours that Loic took. Is there anything you guys would be doing while you're flying across the land?
I would like to get to know the crew, and because I had not gotten to know them on the previous journey, and I would maybe try to persuade them that the life of adventure is far more exciting than whatever life they think that they will find beyond our ship.
Okay. Well, they introduce themselves. You get to know them quite a bit. They're all very new to adventuring, really. Sailing is what they know and what they love, and there are currently 7 of them remaining alive, 5 of which you can tell that really don't like the idea of doing anything other than sailing. And so as well as this is, they would prefer to be on the water instead of in the air.
What is the difference?
The difference is I can swim.
But if you need to swim, then surely you would be under some sort of peril imploring you to swim. Here in the sky, there are so few of such threatening things.
So few.
Jay, so few.
Perhaps. It's difficult to convince them as their captain has just recently died that flying is safer than being on the ocean. But you spend some time with them. Anything else, guys? All right. So you, on the morrow...
I was just going to have a conversation with Aaron and just ask him, so is this what it's all about? Is this what you always do? Do you always get yourself into this much trouble? Should I be worried?
I didn't get myself into this trouble. They kind of came out of nowhere. We were just happily going along in our airship, weren't we?
Yes, but I'm a bit concerned that you're jumping off on a magic carpet. What if your friends didn't save you?
To which Osrin does remember, because women have incredible memories, and they will bring up the moment a long time ago when a demon was facing off against a group of younger adventurers. The first time Osrin and, not the first time they were together, but when Osrin caught him up when you guys were level 5, and a friend of yours got hit by a witch bolt, which knocked her unconscious mid-flight. Well, actually, no, killed her instantly mid-flight. Aaron launched up into the air, caught her mid-air, and attempted to cure her as he was falling to the ground. So that's multiple cases of the leaping to other people's rescue without thought or care for his own safety. Sorry to bring that up, but she would.
Drops in it. But you do that. And when is that going to stop? Because if you'd fallen and I'd fallen, then Duon would now not have any parents.
I can fly. You can fly. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. I have other ways of flying. It's not just the carpet. I could have got myself out of that
But you put your
situation.
friends at risk for that.
They were okay. They were dealing with it.
I could have handled myself on that.
I have to trust that they can handle themselves. I just wanted to make sure that you were okay.
You don't trust me to handle myself?
No, I do trust you to handle yourself. I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. If I had not come after you, would you be scowling at me?
You can't win this argument. Just give up. Just go sit in the corner, be quiet, go feed the baby.
You're gonna reprimand me because I came to save you and to.
No, I'm reprimanding you because you were reckless and you put yourself at risk and your friends at risk.
I'm going to turn to feed the baby.
Good man. Good man. All right. So the ship doesn't land directly, like it doesn't just drop into the docks this time, because the crew feel more comfortable coming in at sea with the huge city of Waterdeep as it is. They actually land in the ocean and then sail the boat into place. And I will actually move us to the map of Waterdeep as you all enter through the main docks to the dock ward, or the main gates to the dock ward. The crew step off, bid you all adieu, farewell. They take the extra 200 gold that Gamel had given them, and they disappear off to do other work somewhere else.
Can I ask, can we just like generally just go, okay, I get you guys don't want to do this anymore. Can you think of anybody that would?
They think for a bit and say,
a good crew like yourselves that are not so clingy about being in the water.
what they suggest is, yes, you can find a crew that would be more than willing to do it. However, you need to tell them a lot more about the kinds of things that you will be facing and doing than what you told these guys.
Well, technically, we didn't put you in danger.
Could I step forward with baby in arms and ask politely that, just say, we are really sorry for what happened. We had no control over it. Appreciate you lost your captain, but if we do get stuck here, could we come and ask you guys, if anything, just so I can make sure Litland gets home, because we can't control what's in the sky. We'll take the sea route home next time. Just want to make sure we can get out of here if we need to. And if you're our only hope, then, would you leave a child here?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check. With advantage, because you used the baby.
That's a pro move.
And the baby has 0 across the board except a 20 charisma. So. All right. They soften up a little bit. Okay, fine. When you are done here, you will be able to find us. We'll be in the same place as we were. We may not be available to do some work for you, but we will be able to find you able crew similar to us that will be able to help you. And we will be giving them forewarning of the kinds of things that we had to deal with, but we promise you will find a crew.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. cushy, cushy, cushy.
I don't
And
know.
then she goes.
Like it was a kraken, but we didn't make them attack it. They were hundreds of feet away from that thing. The only thing they've had to face is these poor wyverns, and like, we didn't go out looking for these things. It's because we were walking down the street saying that.
They're all walking away, and he's just talking and talking.
And I'm just trying to pipe him. Shh, stop.
So, as you guys arrive in Waterdeep, what is your port of call? Where are you going, and what are you doing?
Well, I'd imagine the Hunters Guild would be it seems to be our central location, and if Loic's going to be anywhere, I imagine he'd be there. So.
Yep. So you make your way over there, and there's a bit more life. It seems like things are just getting a little bit more lively around town, particularly the Hunters Guild. Chatter that you hear seems to suggest that the giant attacks have calmed down, which has also meant there has been more interesting work and more interesting targets over the past couple of days come in. So it seems like whatever you guys have been doing recently has had a very quick response and a very quick solution. Stepping through the front doors of this grand hall of the Hunters Guild, you will notice Loic is inside, off to the edge in the dorm rooms, waving the tentacle at you. Hello. And Gora is there, stood next to the dorm room entrance, waiting for you to arrive.
Hey!
Yo.
Yeah, Joe.
Just the people I was looking for.
Okay, that doesn't sound great.
Remind me, John.
So,
He's the guild master.
background story. Osrin, you met Erin as part of the Hunters Guild.
Okay.
You were effectively tasked with reviewing Erin's ability to hunt as a way of him becoming a member of the Hunters Guild. Now, the Hunters Guild has lodges in certain areas that kind of covers large sections. Erin, through his deeds and his actions, was granted the rank of I can't remember the term for it, but the lead hunter, the Grandmaster or what of the lodge in Neverwinter, and a friend of his who he spent some time training with just prior to the wedding is the Grandmaster of Waterdeep.
Right.
Okay. You would know that the hunters she knows through Erin that the Hunters Guild is a public face of the Emerald Enclave, which is a kind of like a governmental system.
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
game.
Okay, I remember that bit. Yeah. No.
So
Yeah.
whenever Erin does any work, he's actually doing it for the Emerald Enclave, but in the guise of being a hunter.
Okay.
Gora invites you all into his private room, Loic included. As he sits you down, offers you drinks. There's wine, there's ale, there's water, whatever you would like. There's even milk for the baby. He looks to Erin. Last time we spoke, we talked briefly about this imposter. I've had some people digging into it.
What did you find out?
Turns out over the past couple of years, there's been quite a few cases of people claiming stolen identity, particularly in Waterdeep. A couple places outside, but particularly in Waterdeep. We actually had a case of our own that I just completely dismissed of a hunter whose apparently his family life was being ruined by this person stealing his identity. Recently, when he was complaining, he went missing. And so we began to track him down, trying to find him or his body, whatever we could. And we eventually did find him. His body was kind of messed up on the rocks outside the city, outside a drainage system. that leaks into the ocean proper. We sent some of the best hunters inside the tunnels to search for whatever it may have been inside that sewage system that would have some answers as to why was this hunter killed, what happened. They found a dead end, and they couldn't find anything except there was a pedestal, a table, which was strange. When they reported it to me, it was an absolutely terrifying thing. Well, just a weird thing to see. This strange table positioned in the middle of a round hole underneath the city, this pit, and this tiny little chess piece of Aaron sat on top of it. As he pulls out and shows you the chess piece that looks identical to you, Aaron.
Can Aaron reach out and obviously Loic knows what this is. Aaron's going to reach out and just see if he can tell if it's the same chess piece.
Roll an investigation check.
I will too.
Yep.
Bad.
What
So
a curious
together,
thing.
you two have never seen any workmanship with the ability to catch a person's likeness quite like your chess pieces. And
Can I
so
check
this is absolutely confirmed to be.
Check it if you want to check it.
Can I check?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you like to look about it? What would you like to look for?
I just think if anyone knows Aaron better, it would be me. So can I do a check? Because if there's anything not right or anything incorrect, I'd be the one to know.
Yep. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Am I clicking on the right one here?
Investigation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not bad.
Pretty good. Pretty good. It's strange and kind of uncanny at how accurate it is to Aaron. Even down to the stubble Aaron currently has on his face. Like, it is kind of creepy as to how much it looks. Gora turns to you. What am I to think when you're off doing something, you come back talking about an imposter, and I find a chess piece that looks identical to you in the same location I found a dead hunter?
Aaron, do you mind if I explain the piece?
Yeah, I'm in a bit of shock because Aaron's trying to. Yeah, he buried this. He got rid of it. He's in shock. He doesn't know what it's there. So he looks like.
As far as I can tell, this seems to be the same piece. And the piece that I am speaking of is a item that came out of the abyss. And as far as we know, it was crafted by Lolth herself. When we first encountered it, the remains of a doppelganger turned into it. So it may be that this is Lolth's doing, and she's doing the same thing that she did once before. I didn't mention this because I didn't think it was relevant, but apparently dark elves have been searching for me in Silvery Moon. I do not believe that they are associated with our friends.
And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Dun.
Okay. Tune in next week, guys, as we explore the mystery of this chess piece and how Lolth has something to do with this strange identity stealing individual. You can always follow us on Twitter. We are at Crituitous RP, and I am at Teo the DM. See you guys next week. Thank you. Bye.